Twitch chat, hello, and welcome. It is the most stacked Nova Cup ever, with a Division 1 average elo of 3,000 and something that's higher than 3,000. Preparation is key, guys. Preparation is it's pretty key. Hold on, bear with me. 3,067! The most stacked Nova Cup ever! Absolutely insane. And with me casting is my glorious friend, finally revealing which is which. It is Enemy Lane Aggro, aka Burnt Dasbrot, aka Julian2468. Christ, my friend, you're gathering a few of those pseudonyms over there, aren't you?
Yeah, welcome everyone. Thanks for having me, Penny. It's been a while.
Very glad to have you here indeed. It's been way too long, my friend. I know you had a little bit of a hiatus there on the old Legion Tower Defense II,
Yeah.
but it's a better place
Thanks, bud.
now that you're back.
Thanks. Doing my best here.
That's a coincidence, of course, but it's.
Yeah, of course.
But hey, so Gillian, we're going to have a pretty hype set of games today because not only it is the most stacked Nova Cup ever, I don't know if I mentioned, but also it is the return of Abrasiet. And it is the return of Ashton Butcher! Come on! Let's
He's
go.
back. He's back, boys. Hide your wife, hide your children, hide
Yeah.
everyone.
Hide your Nova Cups, I think, is the real thing because Ashton and X-God, these guys were a menace not so very long ago. I think they won 4 or 5 Nova Cups in the first 1 or 2 seasons, and yeah, it's very, very hype. Ashton has been playing again now for, I don't know, a couple of weeks. He's already like high legend. He's already giga climbing up the leaderboard. And I'm really excited to see what X-God and Ashton have in store for us today. Their first match will be up against King Dans and Widdowson, another team who have, been on a little bit of a Legion hiatus. They skipped last month altogether. They're back here now. I don't know that they've been practicing the way that X-God and Ashton have. So my money is going on X-God and Ashton here.
Yeah, I have to agree. It's also probably more their kind of meta, at least X-God, because he has never pushed a worker and never taken a risk in his life.
Well,
and that's
but Ashton makes up for it for both of them, right? Like Ashton is pushing enough workers for 3 people.
Yeah, I had my experience with him. I mean, he did carry me. I have to admit, but it would have been easier if we didn't have some too many worker incidents.
However, like you say, maybe if X-God is playing a little bit more cautiously and Ashton is playing a little bit more greedily, they can cover each other's weaknesses somewhat. So
for sure.
We'll have to see. I don't know. I saw Ashton and X-God on some stream or other. I can't remember who was actually streaming, and I'm pretty sure every game they played, their king was on like 30% HP by wave 5. So I think
like
X-God is capable of playing risky when he wants to as well.
Oh, of course. I mean, you know me. I'm always just, making fun of everyone that's not around.
Yeah, of course. Or especially when they are around as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't care if they're around or not.
And then who else have we got playing on this group? So we're covering Group A this month, which has, of course, the hype match, Abrasiet versus X-Crash. But it also is Barnes Kieran versus the Quack Dealers. So that's Lucy and Drakia, and it is Mr. Slickins and Dark Quacker. So, I mean, if you didn't think that this Nova Cup was stacked already, just listen to those names who are playing each other on day 1. Never mind, like, this could very easily be the semi-finals matchups.
Oh, for sure.
Then in Group B, which Offma is casting, by the way, so if anyone wants to catch any of the other matches on the second stream, we have Rampampam, that's our reigning champions, Fine and Pavided, here to defend their back-to-back victories. Can they make it a three-peat? They're playing against the Block Stockpilers, which is, I think, Fake One and Pakistan RQS. And their second pairing is Double Penetration, which is Sagittarius and Yoni C. playing against the Sweaty Tryhards, which is Adams and Chuvist. So some pretty big names that we haven't seen around for a couple of months, all coming back to play here in the July Nova Cup, and I am very hyped for it. I think this is going to be one of the best cups that we've had in a while.
Oh yeah, for sure. The gameplay level will be very high, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing these great matchups today and even more so tomorrow.
Awesome, awesome. So back to the game at hand then, Abrasiat versus X-Crash. Any predictions from you? I know I'm definitely favouring Ashton and X-God. I think it could even be a 2-0, honestly. Like, I think Kingdance and Widdowson, last time we saw them play, were quite rusty. And if they haven't practiced in between, while X-God and Ashton have, I think this could just be a straight-up 2-0.
Well, it could be, but my prediction is always going to be a 2-1 between two so skilled teams, because it's pretty easy for Kingdance and Widdowson to adapt after a loss. And I think Kingdance and Widdowson have a style that matches up pretty well against Ashton, because Ashton is not someone to just mindlessly overbuild and be like, yeah, haha, I'm on value, I have Angler, I have Sakura, I'm scaling to the moon, haha, and I'm saving, So, you know, there are aggressive plays possible, and I think in the past, if I think back like many years, you know, into the Masters Cup and stuff, Kingdance has always had a very good matchup against Ashton. So I think I'll definitely give them a good chance to win at least one of the two games.
Cool.
But I don't think they'll win the series. They're too rusty.
Fair enough. So a 2-0 from me, a 2-1 from Enemy Lane Aggro. We'll have to see what the end result actually is. Either way, I think it's going to be a really exciting match. I think there's going to be...
Oh, for sure.
It will actually be fast and aggressive. Like, memes aside, there's going to be a lot of workers push. There's going to be a lot of early game leaks. There's going to be, you know, double brute resends all over the place and all of this nonsense. And I think it's just going to be a very fast and very fun match to watch. In before the players all just stay on 4 workers until wave 10 and like, go straight 1 to 8 or something.
Oh, double lock in flower.
It's the caster's curse, right?
Six worker kingpin on wave 6 every game. Let's go, Atrocity style. Oh, it's so exciting. Oh yeah.
I think after creating that monster, Atrocity has actually quit playing that the Angler flower lock-in.
Yeah.
So he's unleashed that evil upon the world, and then he's moved on to bigger and better things. But,
I'm so glad.
Yeah. I must say, last time I played against him with it, absolutely handled him. But I did have a little bit of inside information, because I knew that if he was pressured on 6, then he would sell a flower for a kingpin. So obviously I skipped wave 5, sent 2 dinos on 6 where he'd sold a flower, and then just resent brutes on 7, and he like leaked the full wave. So it was...
yeah, that's probably how you do it.
Yeah, pretty easily dismantled with the right line. But then you have to, you know, it helps if you know that he's going to sell a flower.
Yeah, and you know, he can also just shift more gold on 5 if he's expecting you to do that, and just get the kingpin without selling.
Sure.
Or, you know, greed on wave 6, get it for 7, yada yada. There's many options. It's just if you know exactly what he's gonna do, then of course you can counter it.
And hence Legion, the game of mind games that we all know and love.
Yes, and hate sometimes.
And hate most of the time. Yeah.
Depends whether you get matched up with someone called Coverwise.
Coverwise? Sounds like a beast to me.
Yeah,
right, have we got a lobby? I don't see a lobby available, so I might make one. Since the players seem to be incapable of doing it themselves.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult.
And we'll get those guys in here now, shall we? Ashton, X-God, Widdowson, Kingdance, and Enemy Lane Aggro.
Yes, most importantly, Enemy Lane Aggro.
I'm excited, guys. Are you excited? This is going to be a pretty hype match. We've all been waiting and dreaming of the day that Ashton would come back to bless our screens.
Oh, yeah, the last time I played against X-God and Ashton in a tournament did not go so super well. It was certain best of 5 grand finals of a certain cup. that we may or may not have lost in a race in the 5th game.
Oh,
Ah.
heartbreaking. Was it the race where you lost by a fraction of a second?
It was a bit more. The fraction of a second was with Aviator against Wither and Kingdance.
Okay,
And then the Ashton one was like 2 or 3 seconds, I think, on
But
wave
still.
17.
but still, and that was your best shot at Nova Cup because you've never won, right? Just to rub that one in
no.
there.
Yeah, I have never won, but neither have you, so.
No, I haven't, but I've actually been in every single final. So
Yeah, and yet you've never won. That sounds like a pretty miserable record, Penny.
I've never lost either.
Yeah, well.
All right. Kingdan's in the lobby chat with you guys are going to get destroyed straight out of the gate.
I don't know if he's talking to us or to Ashton and X.
or to Widdowson, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know, with them in the lobby and in the game, it's always gonna be fun because they like the trash talking and everything. I love it, man. I love it. It's so much fun.
Yeah, Kingdan's he doesn't often trash talk, but when he does, it's generally on point.
Yeah.
Okay, X-God, ready. Kingdan's ready. It's time to get into the most stacked Nova Cup ever. The return of Abrasier, kind of. They took 1 month off. And the return of the Butcher. Ashton, X-God, X-Crash. Here they are. Can they come back into the Nova Cup with a swing? As you can tell, Caster's completely unbiased this month. But here we go, guys. Game number 1, July Nova Cup. Abrasier on the left, X-Crash on the right. Let's go!
Instant Mega Mind by Kingdance. Of course. Oh, that's a rough YOLO for Widdowson. Let's see if he rerolls on wave 1, because I think he should.
Oh yeah, that is a really rough YOLO. He has to reroll on wave 1. Oh, he's going to Growl first. Okay, that's pretty
and
smart.
Then reroll, yeah, he did reroll. Ashton is starting Flower, the newly nerfed Flower, but he skillfully rolled the Aqua with it, which makes it pretty much the same as before.
I mean, Ashton has a very playable YOLO roll, I think. Like, he doesn't really have weak waves apart from maybe 6?
Yeah, no, I think it's very much playable. He's lacking a bit of top-end synergies, but he can still reroll, of course, which he will do at some point.
Yeah. I mean, for top end, he has, like, Elite Archer with Rogue Wave, right? It's basically infinite damage. And the Sovereign, if it ever splashes, that's spell damage too.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a very good roll, but, like, if you could handpick your roll, you would like to have an aura for something. Like, whether it's a Butcher or Ocean Templar for your tanks, or a Leviathan for your Elite Archers, or an Egg to gain infinite value.
Okay, he did manage to build in time, that's impressive.
Yeah, Widdowson rerolled on wave 1 as well and is starting Flower, but he doesn't have a good ad.
No.
So
but he has found Disciple Ball, though, which I know you in particular have a fondness for.
Oh, I love it. It's when you have to send into it, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
But now with the new Kraken, you can actually send Kraken into it, so it's not horrible. Like, that horrible anymore. But it's still not very much fun. And there it is. The Tee-hee-hee value angler. Let's go. But it's not an amazing roll by X-God so far. I don't know.
No.
I don't know if he has... No, he still can reroll, so I assume he wants to replace the Angler at some point.
Yeah,
but
the
Harpy's
X-Bod roll
general...
looks very underwhelming, actually.
Yeah.
They go for the double King Ups into Kingdowns and Widdowson, so... I mean, Widdowson's surely just going straight 7 workers now with his Flower roll.
Yeah, I think Ashton will also go 7, no? I mean, he has Aqua with Flower.
Yeah, I mean,
and I think
he's
with
definitely
YOLO,
going 6.
Yeah, he's either going 6 or 7 workers, because he will have Fire Elemental for wave 4 and be completely fine with that.
The
And
7th
King
worker
Dance
is a bit less valuable because he has to do it after income. Yeah, but he does.
There it is. And King Dance going for the income DT, as Ashton knows that there will be an income send because it's King Dance, so it's safe to push 7.
Yeah. Does this like leak the entire wave against Robo Snail?
I don't think so, but I haven't tested it.
Hmm.
But Witherson still lacking the balls to push 7, but he will probably after the snail here.
Oh. Okay, X-God receiving the biggest send, that's a 60 here, but he has a Seraphim, and he should be just fine. The Seraphim's tanking quite a lot though.
I think he's fine.
I mean, Seraphim is just so good on wave 3, right?
Yeah,
He
and
will
full
be.
sending... Oh. I was gonna say full sending into X-God is almost always a mistake if it's pre-10, because he doesn't like to take big risks.
He leaks to 3 though, which is pretty
Yeah.
pretty fine for all parties, I think. Although Ashton and X-God both having the 7 workers here is a decent little lead for them in the early game. We actually get a Robo send here from X-God, so the first real aggression of the game coming out here on wave 4. King Dan's though, he has the False Maiden, so that's going to be a sad god, I think.
I mean, he's a skilled Chaos player, so of course, now that he's getting a full send on wave 4, he's rolling the correct answer for that wave. Witherson was shifting for a Disciple, that's why he stayed on 6 workers, just to be extra safe. I guess that's probably good, because else he's gonna be weak on 5.
Yeah.
But I think he would have been fine with a big whirly bird. Oh, did he grief his mask? No, it's just perfectly off tanking. What did
forever. I mean, the Robo will kill it, but the damage is done. Maybe the Robo gets through?
Yeah, but that's not worth minus 2 income.
No, it's not. No, you want a bigger leak than this if you're going for the -2. You will get a bit of gold from the Robo, of course, so that's something. However, King Dance and Witherson, they've now rectified the worker situation. They're on 8 apiece.
Yes. I wonder, Ashton is only on 8 workers for wave 5. Is he sick? Is there something wrong with him?
Maybe he's feeling a bit off today.
Because usually he'd be at like 12 already.
Yeah.
And of course, X-God, true X-God fashion. Plus 25, Bounty Hunter, let's go. Fast and aggressive.
He's just gonna like tell me every time X-God is plus 10 or something.
Yes.
Okay. Fantastic.
Oh, that's gonna leak. Or is the Treants, are they strong enough? The False Maiden died very fast.
Yeah,
But he did add Treants
as well. Witherson, meanwhile, that's a 52% leak. King Dan's, he's going as well. X-God and Ashton both holding. And yeah, this is a 23 for the King, so not too bad at all, but that's going to be quite some King damage dealt here. There's 2 Robos. We talk about the -2s, but when you get a leak like this and King damage, it's very worth it.
Oh yeah, of course. And especially if you look at the workers, Ashton is highest workers in the game. So he really, really wants the long waves.
They're
and that's
both
the issue.
resending Robos as well, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Witherson's role is really hard to play early game. That's why he wanted to go for the Disciple. But then he felt bad for not pushing workers, because Ashton was incoming him every wave, and then he overpushed for wave 5. He's in a very awkward spot now. Yeah, he has to get a second Disciple, but then he's also not super strong on 7, so he will have to overbuild there as well.
Yeah.
It just feels very rough to be in this spot.
Meanwhile, King Dan's is only receiving Robo Snail because X-God didn't quite have the workers for a double Robo, and he's going to be completely fine and then be able to full push because he'll have a boost with Hellraiser for 7.
Yeah.
So the King's in a really good spot.
Yeah, and they are saving their Mythium, so I think they will go for some King damage on probably wave 8. Looking at what's going on here, that's a Pro League, I guess.
If X-God had had slightly more Mythium and been able to send double Robo here, I think King Dan's would have been in a lot of trouble.
Oh, okay, it's a wave 7 send. Yeah, I guess that's... I mean, that makes sense, because you expect the Kingpin on wave 8, so you kind of want to punish before then. But I'm not sure if Robos on 7 into double Veteran will be good.
Yep.
I mean...
Well, X-God's plus 25, so...
Yeah.
I'm not sure if triple robo is good into plus 25 full stop.
Is anyone surprised? And if so, why? Let's see if Ashton does well against this
I mean,
Voodoo.
the Mole turbo hard counters him, right? Like Ashton just
Yeah.
added the Elite Archer here, which obviously King Dance didn't know about, but he sends the Mole into the Aqua combo, and it just gets even more value when Ashton plays this Archer.
He's on a lot of value though, so I think he will only leak like Mole, Robert, and like 1 or 2 creeps.
X-God's very easily holding,
Yeah.
he doesn't even lose his Bounty Hunter, so it got all of the stacks. Won't get any mid, because it is only on 5 HP.
I think it got 1. Yeah. I mean, this is worth it for King Dance, and now he's highest workers with 14 and resending into Ashton. And this is how King Dance likes to quote-unquote scale his games against Ashton. Get him once and overpush and try to get him again. But I still think that Witherson and King Dance are in a very, very rough spot, especially considering Wither's worker situation and that X-God held this end.
Yeah. One thing to bear in mind though is that X-God is on the cartel here, while also having the lowest income in the game. So when things go past wave 11, it might get a little bit dicey if X-God can't scale a bit harder before then.
Well, the thing is, he has his Kingpin power spike coming up, and Kingpin allows you to play pretty aggressively 11-12. There's Overwork in the game, and Venture in the game, so there's 2 spells that he can abuse to really get a good lead again. Yeah, the King overpushed a bit, and Ashton is leaking a bit as well to the income send. That's the classic interaction between those two. One is overpushing and the other one as well, so both leak. But that's some stacks for Mr. X-God.
And Witherson going for a full send here into X-God, who does not have the gold for a Kingpin. In fact, he's going full Robo again into the double veteran build of X-God, and being rewarded because X-God is actually dropping an Antler.
Into? Which value?
I mean, shit,
Plus
he's plus 30, but he's really weak here, no?
Yes. Yeah, he is weak. I don't know. I mean, we'll see if this works or not. I would have preferred if he got the Kingpin here, but maybe he's just better than me.
He didn't have the gold for Kingpin, right? So...
Oh, he pushed 1 worker. He had
pushed one
52 and then added the Antler and pushed 1 worker.
Well, I think he will leak. I'm not sure how badly, but...
Yeah, I mean... he is leaking.
2 creeps and some robos?
Yeah, maybe he gets 1 more, I don't know.
Yeah, Spike Queen is busted.
Beyblade!
42% leak there for X-God. Witherson is pretty pleased with that. We have Venture on the cards, so we might see skips from the side of X-Crash.
Well, they have a lot of Mythium.
Yeah. So this could be Siege Ram on...
Nope,
okay,
they just go here.
Do
Yeah.
go 10. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a reasonable play as well, because if they get big leaks here and Witherson and King Dance decide to venture, there's the Overwork 12 play, which they kind of want to abuse with this. Yeah. There are random furious pings about the 9th buckler that Mr. Butcher just added to his lane.
Meanwhile, we do have the full Arc of Justice here for King Dance, and the Starcaller with double Disciple there for Witherson, so both very good wave 10 builds, but the sends are pretty big here. 300 for King Dance, 280 for Witherson. Are they able to hold? Let's find out. Now the Arc is obviously fantastic, content, but there's enough damage there that they reach it very, very quickly. It's not going to be able to kill the Granddaddy, and this is a 75% leak there for King. Witherson does kill his boss, but the Ogre still makes it through.
Yeah.
This is some pretty decent King damage, again, I think, on wave 10.
Yeah, and the important part is that King Dance and Witherson also sent here. King even sent a Mole and 3 King Amps, and they still got the leaks. So, like, you know, there's no pressure on X-God and Ashton, so they can do whatever they want, and they just take Overwork and go for a resend, expecting King Dance and Witherson to play greedily.
Yeah.
And I think this is a very good play.
Now, Kingdowns and Widdowson have not snap-picked Venture. They might be thinking Pawn Shop, because they have to be aware of the overwork resend angle.
I think King definitely wants Pawn Shop because he's Chaos.
Yeah.
And Chaos with Pawn Shop is just insane.
Yep, true.
I'm not so sure if Widdowson really wanted... How does he pick Venture here? What's...
King?
Like, what's
King?
that? Okay, yeah.
I mean, surely he picked... Oh, I was going to say he picked Chaos because Pawn Shop was in the game, but he's actually just
No.
Megamind.
Yeah. And then he gets the best Legion spell for that, and he just decides, nah, I'm gonna Venture. Fuck this, I want gold. I mean, he does have these things, but aren't they just gonna...
I mean, he's...
Sure,
he's
everything's
thinking
low, but...
decently, I think.
Yeah.
The trees did some serious work, but it's not quite enough. This is a 50% leak there for Kingdowns, a 57 for Widdowson, who did not venture, by the way.
Yeah.
And even more king damage is dealt here on 11. Well, we called for a fast and aggressive game, and I think we've got what we asked for, Julian.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, this is very exciting to watch, but I still think this is just a very clear pawn shop angle for Mr. Kingdance. I'm surprised he didn't go for that. And now we have another resend
Okay.
by X-God only.
Kingdowns is like 400 undervalued. He's very good here, though. Very, very good. The boom trees are fantastic on 12.
Yeah, I'm just confused because usually the X-God and Ashton playstyle is also to make sure that Ashton is scaling. And just looking at rolls, I would also want Ashton to scale. So if he thinks he can't leak Widdowson here or thinks he took Pawn Shop, why is he not just going income?
Yeah.
That's a bit strange.
My Ashton usually just goes income regardless, like,
Yeah,
whether there's a plan or not.
yeah, oh, that's fair.
Okay, so let's watch these boom trees do their thing here. Kingdowns minus 365 value on wave 12. It looks like X-God is going to bring him to leak once again. 61% there, so yet more chip damage, yet more gold going into X-God, thank you, Bert. And we'll have to see what Kingdowns and Widdowson is there.
But I honestly don't think this is super worth it because they had the overwork penalty, so they made the wave long where Kingdowns and Widdowson had more workers, and now they have all the freedom in the world to go, I don't know, wave 14, wave 15 maybe even. I mean, looking at Kingdance's push, it's gonna be 14. And it's a bit tricky for X-Crash to really defend this very well. I mean, I guess Ashton has enough value, but...
X-God thinks it's here, so he gets his full Arc of Justice. Not the best unit on 14, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I do think, though, that X-Crash have a pretty easy income king angle on 14, right?
Yeah, they do. But then if Widdowson and Kingdance read that this is their play, what if they are just saving and going 15? Okay, well...
They do send, okay. So
This
now
L1
X-Crash
makes it.
have to income king, I think. There
Yeah,
you do,
they
that's an
skip.
auto-send, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right. It's...
They're going to max the king, and they should be just fine. Like, they never die here, right? If they have a highly upgraded king.
Yeah, no, I think they will do very well. I mean, looking at X-God's build, he has Sky Queens, he has Veterans.
Yeah,
He
he's
should
on
do-
value, basically. In fact,
Okay, I
X-God
don't-
and Ashton are both on value.
Yeah, I don't think 4 Eyes is also the best send into X-God.
Oh, it's really not. He's got, what, one target that's worth hitting with a 4 Eyes?
Yeah. And you know,
760 for Ashton, 700 for X-God. How are they going to do? The Rogue Wave, the double Archer here from Ashton, really shredding the left half of the wave. Sovereign does go down. Now his DPS is being overwhelmed, so he is going to leak pretty decently there. At least we've done some AoE damage, but that's 160% leak. However, X-God getting the 700 send, making it look easy. Imagine a caster calling something right for that. That's crazy.
Cover wise!
And look, they're just barely taking king damage here. They're going to drop to about 80, 75%. And yeah,
What?
now they're just absolutely running away with the game. Ashton and X-God both on shutdown. King Dans and Widdowson. Widdowson in particular falling behind.
He didn't push anything off the income send that he held.
Oh, he wants
So-
to bait to 16. Okay.
And King Dance is egging, so maybe they want to bait 16 and go 18 into X Crash.
I feel like these two things are kind of at odds. Like, if you want to bait the 16 send, maybe don't egg, because it kind of gives away that, you know, you haven't actually suicide pushed.
Yeah, yeah. I think they're both trying to bait the send in their own way.
Yeah.
King Dance by egging and Wither by pretending he pushed a worker. Yeah, I'm not sure I love this. Like,
I
it
think
kind of gives...
either of the plays is good. Just both of them together I don't like so much.
Yeah, and Witherson is leaking for time here.
Yeah, very good. Well, Ashton is question marking, so maybe they take the bait. I just don't see it. I think
I don't
Ashton
know,
and
I'm-
X-God are smart enough to know what's going on here.
Yeah, and they didn't push much either, and they have full spell
Yeah,
on
they
the
skip.
king, and they are good here, so they never die to a full send here.
They do have 10-10 king, don't they? No, they only the 8 attacks, actually. So
Yeah.
I assume they do just do 2 attacks for fun, right?
Yeah, they should. I think this is a play that you should always do when you have like 500 plus Mythium.
Yeah.
The 20 you spend on the attack will not make or break your send. Like, it won't make you get the double ram or not get the
Yeah,
double
yeah.
ram on the next wave. You will always have whatever you want or need specifically against your opponent.
It's basically very low risk for potential reward.
Double
King down
egg
eggs again, meanwhile.
with Chaos, rolling it twice in a row.
Absolute beast. Widdowson with
Yeah.
the Disciple Ball is very good on 17. He is now showing that he's on value as well, so Ashton and X-God vindicated there.
Yeah, I think this will be an 18 send, because you can't really send 17 into Widdowson. But King Dance is super strong on 18. But he did push, so I guess he's still going to leak, because he's going to be under by a significant amount of value.
He'll be under by a lot. Like, his eggs are giving him quite a decent amount of value. But yeah, like, he's clearly going to be under because he's already 600 under here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's scaling pretty well, but Widdowson's build is pretty weak on 18. Just because, you know, you kind of want to split the wave still, even after the AoE nerfs, and Boars are really pretty bad tanks on 18. So I think Wither is leaking anyway, and King Dance is not holding, and then they will just die. And I don't think
I
X-God...
mean, X-God's just going to hold, right? He has White Mane, Switch tanks, he has double Arc of
Yeah.
Justice. I think he's just chilling.
King Dance shifting 500 gold because he didn't want to add anything that he currently rolled for the next wave with his Chaos.
And then he
Because he's
just gets
just a
Disciple.
beast.
Pretty juicy.
Yeah.
Or Kingclaw as well, right? Oh no, sorry, I'm looking at Widdowson's. He has he has
He has
Azaria.
Ota. Yeah, Azaria,
He
which
could egg
is
again.
kinda nerfed. What?
He could egg again.
Yeah. That's a great play, Penny. I highly suggest.
Yeah.
And they go income king, which I think is the correct play because they know they can never win a race, so they have to somehow survive here.
So they just go
Which-
for their absolute Hail Mary, praying for a miracle. However, King Danzy's going to be 600 under value. Widdowson is around the same. And I don't know if a miracle is going to be enough here. Burnt, what do you think?
Oh, I don't think so. I mean, yeah, no, there's no way. I mean, King Dance does. I mean, if King fully holds, maybe. Why?
Widdowson
Yeah.
was too slow building, didn't get the spell out in time.
Yeah, the King. Yeah. One of King Dance's areas died, so
that's
it's gonna be a bit rough. But he is very, very strong here. I think he might hold.
He's
Yeah,
doing
he is
extremely
holding.
well. Widdowson's leaking 160% though, so he's going to have to be ready for round 2. King Dance does hold. He's got an Arc of Justice, an Azaria, and a Rogue Wave still alive. Ashton Butcher shot down for 50 by Drakes. X-God question marking.
Yeah, classic.
They
think
may
they live.
survive here, but
They live, right?
Yeah.
Right? Because King is killing one more creep. And now it's a 20 angle.
and King Dance is in a really good spot.
And King Dance always holds 20. This is getting kinda awkward.
I mean, X-God can very comfortably hold 20 as well, I think. With
Yeah.
his Arc of Justice, with his White Main tanks, with his veterans, just for stall, I think he's in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, the problem is that Witherson can just Sui into X-God, and X-God is kinda their quote-unquote holder for
Yeah.
20, or at least he has the better roll for 20. And even if he Suis into King Dance, I'm not convinced that King Dance leaks.
Ashton, so they know exactly what's happening. They
Yeah.
know that Witherson has to Sui. Ashton
And he
just goes
does.
for the regen here.
Witherson does. Sui, do they? No, they don't die to no send here. So,
I mean, Witherson even sold some stuff here, I think. It wasn't like it was only his split, but he sold a bit for an extra worker.
yeah, and now they have to send. They realize the Sui is going on. Right? Right? They will send, right, Penny? Right?
Yeah, they'll send. Right?
Right?
I mean, I think
Right?
Ashton might just hold as well.
Right?
You know? Like
Right,
he has
they'll
the
send,
actors
right?
here to one-shot the Shaman and the Four Eyes. They didn't send. They didn't send. X-God's just holding though, right? He has 3 Arc of Justices and a large number of veterans.
Yeah, I
X-God's just
don't,
holding.
I don't know that the send is ideal by Wither. I think Centaurs would have been really, really good to cleave through that tank line. And I don't see many Centaurs in his send. So,
No, there's less than one.
Yeah.
Alright, so
But
let's
this
have a
is
look then.
interesting.
We've got Ashton getting an 800 send. We've got X-God getting a 1220 send. He has got that triple Arc of Justice and an infinite number of Peewees. The more the merrier as far as X-God is concerned. Is it going to be enough to hold here on wave 20? Ashton's Aqua combo one-shotting all of the ranged sends, so his leak won't be too terrible. X-God is leaking though, 96%. Witherson leaks the no send. Ashton leaking a
dead.
low HP
They're
boss. Can they survive
They
this?
threw it. They are dead. They're just dead.
Can they survive though?
No. It's wave 20.
Okay, it's wave 20. Yeah, they can't survive.
Holy shit!
Holy moly.
How did they lose this?
Wow.
How did King and Wither
Look-
fight the one line, man? Holy shit!
Look at this graph, Julian. Look at the graph. X-Crash are ahead the entire game.
Holy
Jules is
shit!
giving them an 80% chance to win on wave 20, and they
just
still
had to send.
lose. Wow.
I just had to send.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I just thought X-God would hold.
Yeah, I think X-God also thought that he would hold, but
Yeah,
he
I
held.
think X-God also thought he would hold too, yeah.
Holy shit.
That's just crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Wow, okay, so my prediction's
What an
already out of the
upset.
window because Abrasiat have one here in game number 1. That is their YOLO and Megamind picks out of the way. So that's
Yeah.
a win in itself, by the way. They've got 2 of the really high variance masterminds out of the way, which means they can now play more stable masterminds as they go
Yeah.
into round 2 and 3 of the best of 3. But yeah, I'm absolutely flabbergasted. I can't believe that X-Crash lost this one.
Yeah, I can't believe it either. I think the send by X-God on 18 also probably isn't ideal. But of course, King Dance rolling a Zarya specifically for 18 and rolling the egg twice in a row before is also
Yeah,
so...
it's not just the Azaria, it's the egg on 15, it's the egg
Yeah.
again on 16, it's the fact that he had the ball. You know, we can't just say that Chaos is all about
Oh,
luck.
no.
although It's 99% luck, obviously, but the other 1% is King Dance here going, you know what? I'm minus 500, I've got an egg on the board, I'm just going to shift 600 gold anyway, so that when I do roll this Azaria next wave, I can just drop 2 of them.
No, he's so fucking good, man.
Yeah.
Like, he's not played the game for I don't know how long, and then, you know, Witherson is falling behind, the game is rough, and he still just finds the one line to take. He leaks Ashton big on 14, he manages to giga scale to the moon, and to just pull out the clutch hold on 18, and then the Sui call for 20. It's just
Yeah.
perfect, man.
Yeah. Well, okay. But was there another line there for X-Crash? Like, if they send on 20, do they win? They do, right? They do. Because they survive if they send on 20,
I
regardless.
think they survive if they send on 20, yeah.
And Widdowson would leak everything. So Kingdowns is maybe holding with his 8k value, but I don't think he's ever holding round 2 in the mid.
Yeah, no. But it's hard. It's hard to read because Witherson is also super strong on 20. And if they just both do not push any workers and you go 20, then suddenly they have the 21 angle on you. So after 18, it's highly non-trivial how to win this game.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it became really hard. Like, everything came down to that wave 18. Kingdowns, he was both blessed by the Chaos Gods and played it perfectly at the same time. And somehow managed to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat here. The Wave 18 was pivotal. Obviously, they were supposed to lose the game there, didn't, and then XCOD and Ashton were just in a really tough spot all of a sudden, despite being super ahead for the entire game. Even then, though, like, Jules was still saying they had 80% chance to win. So I think any kind of send on 20 just certainly wins them the game because they never die, and I think it's very likely that Abrasiet die there. Because Widdowson is definitely leaking everything, of course, he suited. And Kingdowns maybe holds his lane. Don't think he holds mid, though.
Yeah, but I mean, it's super hard to say whether they actually live or not.
Oh, of course.
I think the play is actually for XGod to instantly suicide after wave 18. Because, well, you need to leak Kingdowns, because Wither will probably always leak to Ashton Send, and not for Ashton to go King Ups on 19 for fun, because the region does give you like 5% or something. But it's difficult, it's really difficult.
Yeah. I mean, they were still close to surviving as well, right? Like, very, very close to surviving. But yeah, anyway, guys, game number 2. This is a 1-0 lead in favour of Abrasiet. What can X-Crash do to turn things around here as we go into game number 2?
Mega Mind by the Butcher. Kingdowns picking Chaos. What a disgusting tryhard.
There is Pawn Shop in the game again.
Yeah, which he didn't pick last game, which I still think is a bad choice.
That was kind of wild, right? Into the overwork as well.
Yeah. That's the one point of criticism I have for his entire game. I think the rest was flawless gameplay by him.
Alright, we have got some interesting openers. So Widdowson could go for the Chloropixie and the Harpy. That's a pretty juicy one for him. Kingdowns, I mean, he's playing Chaos, so it's whatever. He does go for the Archer. He's guaranteed to get Leviathan. There's Sorcerer in the game as well. Yeah, so he might not have to go for Pawn Shop, actually, because flying Sorcerer Archer is pretty darn good. XGod hasn't picked his role yet, and Ashton, I mean, his role is fine. It doesn't really look fantastic, but it certainly looks playable.
I think it's pretty good for a lock-in random unit role.
Yeah, sure. Like, Megamind lock-in random unit, yeah. The most random thing that you can get, other than Chaos, obviously.
Yeah, and Witherson decides to go for the Flower Seedling, which I guess is still, even though Flower got nerfed, is still like free Giga push early. And he has the Zerker to cover his natural weak waves on 5 and 6, well, mostly 6. Wave 7 he has to be pretty careful, but he has Cat and Bunk, depending on what he gets out. And of course, Flower and or Seedling are very good to pair with Cat, because Cat is weak to Brutes, and the magic damage will always make sure that you snipe the Brutes very early in the fight. So I think he's in a pretty decent spot. He's being snailed here, and with anything other than a Seedling, this could get kinda interesting on Wither's lane, but with a Seedling, it's just gonna be fine.
Yeah, I mean, he has a Seedling, so he's fine. I think he only needs 1 even, right? Well, Flower was nerfed recently. It does do less damage now, so maybe 2 is good.
I think the 1 has also twice as high of a chance to randomly run down the lane than 2, so you kinda have a backup seedling in case your 1 seedling just suicides. And set workies. Yep. X-God, of course, has Gate God with Gargoyle, which is also pretty good. And he has
in
APS
Cartel as well, it's pretty juicy.
Yeah.
And then he has the APS DK for late game.
Exactly. So he's also pretty happy with his role.
Mm-hmm.
Ash is going for a super old build. This build is probably as old as me, maybe even as old as you.
Ah, that's impossible.
The Bone Crusher Aqua Fire Archer, which is safe, 6 workers, but it's a bit rougher to play, like wave 4, potentially.
I mean, Fire Archer's just invincible on wave 4, right?
Yeah, but like your gold is kind of awkward. If you push 7, which he most certainly will, it's not quite clear what to add. Maybe a second Aqua, but then
That seems pretty good, honestly.
yeah. Oh,
Hello? I thought this was
This-
just a bit of a gentleman's agreement to send income every single wave. What's this little guy doing?
this is King Dance, and he's sending a power mercenary into X-God 37 from Canada.
I mean, I can see it. He looks absolutely garbage on 4. Oh, this little rascal just perfectly tanking the fruit plus 2 chickens.
Yeah.
Is pretty much Fist aggro there for X-God. Also, the fact that he's on 380 value wave 4 is pretty good for him too.
Yeah, you know who the team player is?
Is it X-God 37 from Canada?
Yeah, I think it is X-God 37 from Canada. And do you think it might be a mistake to send a power mercenary into X-God 37 from Canada before the 10th wave?
I mean, he leaked, so it must have been good, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. The -3 income for the 1 brute league. Yeah, no, that's worth. You're right.
Okay. Oh, speaking of minus income, though, holy!
Oof.
With a
Yeah.
combined -8 here.
Is he sending a Robert into?
Yes. And I think he's going to send 2.
Huh. Can you press F11 for me, Penny? I'm a bit. Yeah, okay, as I thought. Magic damage is not good against Arcane. Okay, well.
Huh.
Oh, the Brute last hit the buzz! Is it
No,
gonna
it's
get
gonna get
sniped
one
or
shot.
not? Is it gonna get sniped? No, it
it's
didn't,
not.
because
The
of the
archer
archer.
is keeping it alive, actually.
Oh,
Okay. I mean, it was just
Yeah.
a fantastic send. The double robo destroying King Dan's here.
yeah, it was the robot.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
absolute destruction here. Widdowson smashed by the brute on wave 5.
Yeah, again, looking good for X-Crash in the early game.
Yeah.
Like,
But we
again,
have
King-
seen their potential for throwing the late game. So let's
King
not
damage
count
on wave
anything out yet.
5? Where have I seen king damage on wave 5 recently?
Is it every single game that we've played together on the ladder?
Yes. But is it also maybe the last Nova Cup game that we cast together,
I
where
think it
one
might
team
be.
took
I
took
think it might
damage on
be.
wave 5?
I mean, Jules is very happy with them so far, giving them a 60-40 lead for X-Crash already.
Yeah.
There's a
Oh,
lot of
triple
robos coming out
Robert.
from Widdowson here on 6.
Triple Robert. That could work. King Dance could also be in quite a bit of trouble because the Brute is countering his Canopy and the Archer
Oh,
died.
the
so
Archer
he
dies.
is
This is
leaking.
terrible. He's going to leak pretty badly, I think. Meanwhile, let's keep eyes on Ashton's lane. That's a big send for him. He does get one more. He won't get another. 66 for Widdowson, 65 for Ashton, and Widdowson. Waldoson, 54% to the baby send there.
Yeah. The Fantastic.
meanwhile, X-God is going to be covering that on the side of X-Crash, and Abracert, their King HP, is plummeting yet further.
Take a risk. Not instantly punished. Already below 50% King.
It looks like X-Crash have smelled blood here in game number 2. Back to back power mercs. We've got Brutes coming out yet again here on 7. Widdowson not to be caught off guard again, though. He's going to be on value. Kingdans is minus 100, but he's minus 100 with pretty much BIS units for wave 7. I think he should be fine here.
Yeah. Especially, I guess he's never sniping the Brute because of the Elite Archer AoE, which is kind of rough.
I think he's just totally fine. It's one Brute, one Lizard. And his units are like perfect for 7.
Let's see if Widdowson can snipe at least one of the Brutes rather early.
Yeah, one of them's going down really quickly.
And that's really a big deal, because you really,
Oh, they're
the other one is
both instantly sniped. Okay, now the cat can just one-shot the entire wave, so he's just going to hold. And meanwhile, Kingdans, actually, this surprises me that he's still leaking. It's not going to be a big leak, but it's going to be a Brute and a Lizard.
Yeah, but that's not... Like, that
It's
doesn't
not really
make
a leak,
it worth it. But this sniping of the Brutes is what I touched on early in the game, where I said that Flower is a good combination with Cat and even the Seedling, because of the magic damage. But still, we have a long wave, 14 workers for Ashton, 14 for X-God, which is a worker lead. Now we're defaulting to the income sending, but X-Crash is very happy with this. As long as they have the income and worker lead, they want long waves, they want income sends every wave, because it just grows their lead.
Yeah. That's interesting to point out, actually, is that despite X-Crash sending loads of power mercs already this game, they still have higher income just because they've been generating so much more Mythium.
Yes. And, you know, they also got a strategic advantage in King HP
yes.
by doing so.
And infinite amounts of burst to go with it.
Yeah. Well, yes. Is Kingdan's Archer surviving? Yes. He's gonna be fine, I guess.
I think X-God might be going for a bit of a leak here on wave 8, though.
Oh.
Wait, what happened in X-God's lane? Oh, his Pilgrim just ran it down.
Yeah, but why is he yellow undervalue? That's weird.
Oh, maybe he swapped Steam accounts with Ashton. This'll throw him off.
No, I mean this is not X-God's work enough on it.
Fair.
Yeah, this is his weakest wave in the entire game, and this is the first time he's yellow undervalue, so I'm not sure this is the best decision.
Oh, tell you what, Ashton is back, baby, and here we go.
Yeah,
Poor Ashton's coming out to celebrate the return of the Butcher.
Let's go. Yeah, now Ashton and X-God do not have the worker lead anymore. And X-God has 361 gold and is thinking about build. Okay, he rerolled. Now he's getting his Shadow Dancer. He's plus 25 and shifting 91 gold.
He's absolute garbage on 10 though, so even with this cannon send, he can't push at all. He has to be overvalue on 10, otherwise he's leaking everything.
Yeah, he's gonna...
He needs the DK, right?
Yeah, he's gonna get the DK and then push afterwards, which I guess is the correct play.
Meanwhile, Ashton going for an on-value leak. Everybody else looks pretty fine. Quite a bad leak, actually. 72% there for Ashton, while on grey value. X-God will be able to cover.
Yeah. And this is actually kind of throwing the game. Like, he had to prepare for this wave with his role a lot earlier. Like, he had to start building Mudman or whatever when he was under no pressure. Because now he was in a very bad spot. And this leak is really helping Kingdans and Widdowson come back into the game. They can get the King regen going. They are scaling pretty well. They are higher income
Widdowson's in a really good spot. He's top of the power score charts. His income is in the lead. X-God, X-God's in a good spot kind of as well, but he's Cartel.
Yeah, exactly. He's losing a lot of income for next wave. And sure, Ashton has 200 Mythium saved up, but Kingdans kind of wants the Sorcerer on the Trinity anyway.
Yeah.
And is he really leaking with a Sorcerer Trinity on wave 11 to a full send? I mean, I guess we're about to find out. But is Ashen ever taking all-out Assault? Or is he just taking the Sorcerer for a Starcaller? And if you're planning all-out Assault 11, why is X-God sending on 10?
Yeah.
I mean,
All of these are
this
very
game
good questions, Julian.
Yeah. Maybe you could answer them, Mr. Professional Caster.
I mean, I don't know. It does seem to be a little bit disconcerting team play. Let's put it that way. Like they're not really sticking to one solid line other than.
Holy
I
shit!
send you
Ashen
safe.
is going for all-out assault, and this is the second wave he has saved his Mythium on, and
That's
it's
crazy.
not. And it's like wave 11.
That
Like,
is absolutely
is
crazy.
this Shadow playing? I mean,
Do
and
do you
he's
think they just
minus
go straight
400?
13? Can they just go straight 13?
I mean, they surely can, because of this unit, which
Yeah.
will just cover 2 lanes. But I'm not sure if it's good. Yeah, baited, jebaited, jebaited. Thank you, X-God.
I mean, that's fine. Like X-God can easily cover 12.
Yeah, no, it's a correct play. But don't you hate it? Like, you're building a Mudman, you don't want to harden it, and then your teammate pings you to
it,
harden.
and then they don't send. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, they do
They
go
are
for a
12,
12 send into the Sorcerer Trinity Archer. But maybe
And
King Dams wants to play his Millennium here, thinking that 13 will be the angle.
Yeah, I mean, they are saving. So...
They are saving. King Dams is going to be 400 under, and he does drop the Millennium here. So, certainly anticipating the 13 send, it looks like.
what does Witherson do? He already has 1 Fatalizer and 1 Sakura.
Uh-huh.
Does he go for, like, Deathcap Flower or Bunk at least? He's
playing the
going
Bunk,
Bunk.
playing the Bunk, yeah.
He doesn't have Flower anymore, so he has to go. But he's minus 200. Is he shifting 100 gold? No, he's not.
No, he's not.
But he's pretty goddamn shit on this wave.
Alright, here come the sends. 460 for Widdowson. 680 Mythium here for King Dams. He tried to kite the wave with those Pee-wees boosted, but it's not going to be enough. However, this thing is just absolutely illegal on this wave.
Yeah, I mean,
The fact that he
he's just
hasn't
holding.
already leaked 300% is...
He's just holding!
He's just holding.
I mean, he's just holding! Like,
He's
look
minus
at
400 value
look this
here on
unit,
12.
man!
He receives a 680 Mythium send. This goddamn AI scripting, man.
There's, like, fucking Sorcerer Trinity. That's why I just didn't consider 12 a possibility, because, like, you just don't send 12 into Sorcerer Trinity Kingpin Kingclaw.
Yeah.
And now the counter punch is coming, and
And of course he
Akwasiet is
chaos
in a-
rolls the egg. Like,
Yeah.
if the game wasn't already done, though.
Oh my lord. What a hold again by King Dance, though.
Yeah.
Like, Wilson leaking to the smaller send 90% or whatever, as per usual, and King Dance is just beasting it.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, it's his best wave, but that's a 2-wave skip. Jesus.
And now it's wave 13, and X-God is playing double DK with APS. He's shifting 76 gold, and he's receiving 480 Mythium. Holy.
Yeah.
His Pilgrim is
Oh!
Giga Smurfing. Okay, we'll give him that one.
Yeah, but he doesn't have enough tanks. Like, he will get overwhelmed, no?
I mean, imagine if he had one more Boxler, this would be an easy hold, right?
Unless...
Ashton went for a bit of a leak there, 132%. Has
Yeah,
still
they
got
are
a
on the
DK
way.
alive, but it's not going to be enough until at least he sends his can.
I mean, they will live, but I think with like one of the pirate skeletons, he does a lot better.
Yeah.
Like, he might full hold, honestly.
He didn't have gold for the pirate skeleton. He had gold. He had 76.
Yeah, but he added the gargoyle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, they live, but at what cost? You know, they now have less HP than Abraziet after pretty much dismantling them in the early game. They have less workers. They have way less income. Things are looking very rough for X-Crash. Which, of course,
Yeah.
means, according to the script, they're now just going to flip the whole game on its head somehow and win on wave 20, right?
Yeah, I think that's how it works. I mean, they do have the pressure advantage with 500 Mythium each, but the issue is that they cannot send here. And okay, well, Egg is not amazing on wave 15, but King Dance is plus 200 here, and this Egg is popping.
Yeah.
So he will be on approximately 5 million value for 15. And okay, well, you could go 16, but there's already one flower on this field, which was rerolled.
He
So
also
maybe 16.
very skillfully rolls the Phoenix, by the way, so if there is a wave 15 send coming.
Yeah. So sure, 16 is a possibility, but even then, King Dance is super strong, and I
Well,
think
they're sending
Ashton is
15 as
leaking
well,
no
right?
send here,
Yeah.
and so everyone sends here.
Oh, Ashton is basically Sui's.
Yeah, Ashton has in fact suicided, which, yeah, I can see it. I can see it as a Hail Mary play, but
Okay. So yeah, King Dan's is on value. Widdowson is not far behind, honestly. X-God is minus 400. Ashton is effectively on 0 value.
yeah, Ashton will kill like some of the sends maybe, but I don't think it will be like he's gonna go double Orchid and boost, I guess.
Mhm.
He doesn't avoid the second one. Well, he'll do okay-ish, and maybe with his suicide play he can leak the king. I'm not sure, but I don't see this working. King Dance Wither is even doing full attack just to make sure they survive.
Now, X-God, everything really comes down to what goes on in his lane here.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Oh yeah. And
Oh.
one shot in the meter as well. Wait,
it
so the
to me,
Phoenix does
baby.
die.
oh, baby, that was beautiful.
Ashton leaks 120%. X-God is not getting the ridiculous God aggro. And this is game over. Abra see it.
Yeah, game paused by X-God.
Uh,
And
okay.
GG.
Okay.
Holy!
Well, let's take another look at this graph, Julian, because yes, X-Crash were turbo ahead. On wave 7, Jules gave them an 80% chance to win. I believe we saw 80% in the first
Yes.
game as well.
Yes.
And yet, the end of the graph is all the way green in favour of Abrasiet because they have won the series 2-0. Widdowson and King Dan's are back, baby. Both of the casters, we both called it before the series. We knew exactly what was going to happen. Widdowson and King Dan's, you know, they don't need the practice. That's what we said. You were all here, guys. You heard it.
Holy shit.
They're just so good. They don't even need to grind the game. They can just steamroll these series. Back-to-back wins there by King Dan's and Widdowson. Easy. No, but for real though, this is pretty heartbreaking, honestly, for X-Crash because they played the early game super well in both games, and then they just kind of got outbrained at some point by King Dan's and Widdowson in both games. A
Holy
little
shit,
bit
yeah.
outbrained, a little bit out chaos rolled, sure, but I mean, really phenomenal play in both games by King and Widder to come back from really difficult positions and then turn the game around and win it in pretty dominant fashion. Like, even at game 1, okay, that was probably a bit of a mistake from X-Crash not sending on the final wave. But game 2, Widdowson and King Dan's, like, they were in a really rough spot, wave 6-7 in that game.
Yeah.
And they still managed to find the one line that brings them back into the game and then pilot their way to victory. They really turned it around and then came back, like, all guns blazing to take down X-Crash in pretty decisive 2-0 fashion. So massively well played there to King Dance and Widdowson.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it's a bit of a fumble by X-God and Ashton wave 8, wave 9, where wave 8 X-God is taking a risk that he just should never be taking, because wave 9 his teammate is also weak, so you really don't want a long wave there. And Ashton pushing 2 workers before his weakest wave. Classic Ashton gameplay. But then also just the saving, like, X-God going wave 10, because probably he needed the income for the DK. No, he didn't, because he added a buckler. and then the double wave save by Ashton and taking the all-out assault for wave 12 is just it doesn't feel like they had a good game plan of where they wanted to go after, you know, the wave 6 where they got massively ahead.
Yeah. Well,
they got abused.
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty tough loss, I think, for X-Crash. So we'll have to see if they can perform better in their next match. But I've got some news, Julian, because I see that Dark Quacker and Slickins, they have lost their series against Drakir and Lucy 2-0 as well, which means we have got the winners match already sorted. It will be Barnes Kieran, Drakir and Lucy, facing off against Abrasiat, King Dans and Widdowson. Now, if that's not a match that you've seen before in Grand Finals, I don't know what is. So guys, we're going to have like a 10-minute break now. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back with that absolute stormer of a game between Barnes Kieran and Abrasiat. So guys, see you in a few.
Never toss a dwarf!
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. I'm sure you all enjoyed the break, made yourself a nice cup of tea, grabbed some snacks because we are in for a heck of a ride today. And coming up next is going to be a game that I'm sure you've all seen before, by the way, because it is Abraceat facing off against Barnes Kieran. It is King Downs, it is Widdowson, it's Drakir, it's FC Lucy. Clap, 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 clap. This is going to be a barnstormer.
Clap, clap, clap. Oh yeah, it's gonna be awesome, man. Having such a game, like these games on day one already, is crazy to me.
Yeah.
A year ago, like these games would just be a regular Sunday semi-finals, finals, right?
Mhm.
First X-God and Ashton against King Dance and Widdowson, and then the finals against Drachir and Lucy.
Yeah.
The classic.
I've got to say, like, obviously I've been here since the start of Nova Cup, and I really like the way it's been refined over time. The format has been more streamlined, more
Yeah.
competitive, all the rest of it. I think the tournament's in a really good spot right now. And I don't know if you heard, Julian, but we actually have the most stacked Nova Cup of all time this month. So, of course, every game looks like it could be the grand final. Yeah.
Yeah.
When the average ELO in the tournament is 3,067. Holy moly.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's just crazy.
Have we got a lobby?
Yes, we're waiting for Widdowson and for you.
Well, I mean, I can step in for Widdowson if Widdowson maybe wants to join you on the cast. Although actually,
Sure.
maybe King Dans would prefer to try and win. So
I mean, I mean, it's still Witherson, I think. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
King Dance did the carrying and the. I mean, being heavy as a rock is something you could specialize in as well. Maybe you could provide some cover-wise for Mr. King Dance when he's taking his early risks and leaks.
maybe then. Maybe. Unless he plays Fiesta, in which case I'll leak every wave as well.
In which case, you'll also pick Fiesta,
As is known.
and then it will be 60% King
I'm
HP
pretty
on
sure
wave
that
3.
you and I have 100% double Fiesta win rate.
Yeah,
Pretty
I believe
sure.
that.
Yeah. I've actually lost a double Fiesta game now, though, because I lost one with Shadow earlier. But other than that, 100%.
100%.
But Julian, back to the game, of course. We're getting sidetracked too easily. So, Abraceit on one side, Barnes Kieran on the other. Which way are you going to call it? Now, I was obviously said that Abraceit would win the first series. You all heard it. This time around, I'm not so sure. I think Drakir and Lucy, bear with me, Julian. Drakir and Lucy play a lot of Legion. King Dans and Witherson don't play very much Legion. So surely the practice is going to be in favour of Drakir and Lucy.
I mean, Drachir is mainly Drakbot, right, nowadays, so I don't know if he has the practice advantage anymore, you know?
But Lucy plays a lot of Legion.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, I have to go with Drachir and Lucy.
Yeah, we have to.
We'll see.
We're about to find out, guys, because here it is. Drakir and Lucy are on the left.
Oh,
King
let's
Dans and Witherson on the right.
go!
Game number 1.
Let's go!
Let's go.
A Megamind Fiesta, let's go!
Do me a favour and talk about how hype the Mastermind picks are while I sort out this scoreboard.
Let's fucking go, man. And Lucy is going for the Kingsguard. Well, with the Megamind. And just regular greed by Drachir. And Witherson picking Cartel. Obviously the best, I don't know, side pick to Fiesta. If your teammate is Fiesta, you really want to be Cartel because of the long waves. And I think Kingsguard... I mean, luckily Lucy is not sending into the Fiesta player, because if you are Kingsguard and you send into a Fiesta player, it's a very bad feeling. But even now, like with Kingsguard you want king ups, and into a Fiesta player you don't really want to king up. So this is already a big win for Mr. Kingdance and Mr. Witherson. And Drachir is also going for the Scallywag opener with the Pirate Skeletons. So he's playing a bit of a slower opener where he doesn't really have the opportunity to... Oh no, he rerolled.
Never mind, he just rerolled into Flying Archer with Hades, with good tanks.
Yeah, this is much better for him, because sending into Fiesta, now A, he has the much better scaling role, and B, he also can push a bit more early game.
Yeah.
He's gonna be pretty happy with this. And Lucy with the Crusher opening is also going to be pretty happy, because that's a very stable opener.
They also have Kingsguard as well, by the way, which is, I think, a really strong Mastermind right now.
Well, yes, unless the opponents have Fiesta, where, you know, you don't really want to do king ups, but rather full send. And the 3 income really hurts you, because it means you have a slower early game. Whereas with a Fiesta player, with the long waves, you really want a fast early game.
I mean, sure, but look at it this way. You send the king ups into the Cartel Overbuilder, you have a strong king, so that when the Fiesta tries to pressure you, you don't take as much damage, you heal up quicker. Yeah.
No, I see what you're saying, but I still think that Kingsguard... Like, you don't really want to be Kingsguard in this game, in particular.
Fair enough. Alright, Snails all around. In fact, Snail's going to everyone apart from the Fiesta player.
Apart from the one
who would
player
have Giga
that would
leaked
have
it.
leaked.
Yeah.
Yeah, classic.
So Kingdown's getting away with murder. It's still a 50% leak to no send. It's
Yeah. But he has Gargoyle for next wave, and Drachir will now surely full send on next wave. And, oh, it's a lower split, so the Fiend might actually ruin him. Then Mr. Drachir's Brute? Oh!
And
nah.
Robert's coming out from Lucy as
Nah.
well. Wait, what is it about the double Aqua that makes you want to send a Robo?
the Windhawk, which is clearly the hard counter on Witherson's lane to
Yeah,
wave 3
Yeah.
with its impact damage and natural defense. Can you press F11 again, Penny? Because I'm not
Let's
quite
just have a quick look at this chart.
Yeah.
So, impact into natural. Oh, that says it's -10. Okay, that's weird. And magic into natural. Oh, +25. Wait, are you giving me false information, Julian?
No, I would never. Oh, yeah, King Dance is leaking pretty big against the
Yeah.
Brute.
Bada Brute is getting through, 59% for King Downs. The Robo into the Aquas of Widdowson, however, seems to be weirdly less powerful.
Huh. Is it maybe because it's dealing magic damage against the arcane armor of the...
You know,
Dark
you,
one?
you might be onto something there.
Hmm.
Well, where have we seen this one before? Abraceat losing king damage in the early game.
Well, but yeah, this is not it, because this was wave 3. And you know which wave is coming up after
Oh.
wave 3 and wave 4.
Is it
Where-
wave 5?
Yeah, it might be wave 5.
And after that is wave 6. Now, last time we saw these guys play, they had like 40% king HP after wave 6.
Yeah, so I guess they are the massive favorites to win if they can keep it at 90%, right?
I mean, Jules is pretty happy with them so far. They've lost 11% king, and he says they're dead even, so...
No, I think this is totally fine for them. Kingdance got a power mark on wave 3 and leaked 60% with Fiesta being 6 workers on wave 2, that's fine. And they have a pressure advantage now that they saved one wave and got a send here. And they are pretty strong on wave 5 as well, so I guess they will push pretty heavily now and can go even wave 6 if they want.
Yeah, Drakir does go for a full send here. King Dan's is going to stay more or less on value though, and we
Yeah.
all know how broken atoms are on 5.
Yeah, and Witherson is also playing on relatively decent value, but he does have 3 Aquas and 3 Peewees. So clearly the only thing missing to his build is a 3rd Windhawk, right?
He's not receiving the full send though. Lucy might have the
Yeah.
snail here. She does not.
No, she's just going income king, thinking that Witherson is an overbuilder, which he is not.
He can be at times, but this time is
Yeah,
not one of those
but-
times.
Not today. And King Dance has very good aggro. The Atom just died, but he's got a pro league here. And Witherson,
58%.
yeah,
Oh, Waldoson does does strike again. And it is wave 5, and it is Abraceat losing another 30% king HP.
Oh! Ha! Penny! Ha! King damage on wave 5 for Team Abrasiert? Really? Has this ever happened?
Not in the history of Dota, but here's the thing. Now, this time around, they played things a little bit differently. Sure, they took the king damage, as is tradition by this stage on wave 5. But this time around, they were stockpiling their bricks, and now they are counterpunching with a massive send here on wave 6. We've got triple brute from King Dance, and a snail just for funsies, and we've got double brute, double Robert coming out from Widdowson. I think Drakir and Lucy are about to lose a little bit of king HP themselves.
Maybe they should have done king ups with their King's Guide.
Maybe that.
Oh,
But I guess they were just thinking it was straight wave 7.
yeah. And, you know,
They
they're
are
almost on
sniping some
value.
brutes here though for Drakir. That's pretty juicy. And Lucy is clearing up some stuff, still leaking her brutes though. 71% for Drakir, 64% for FC Lucy. Clap, 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 clap. And they are going to at least equalising King HP, I think. This is a massive leak here.
It's
Abraceat
King's Guard.
swinging back in style.
It's King's Guide.
Oh, King's God is
I don't
broken,
think this
right?
is dealing a lot of damage. But, like, we have a super long wave and we have a lot of workers for King Dance at Witherson. Sure, Jules is giving a big edge to Drakir and Lucy, but after the games I've seen, you know, this is basically... I mean, King Dance at Witherson will be feeling like they're ahead after the 2 games they've just played now.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, surely, like, it's the first game they've played where both kings are on a similar amount of HP on wave 7.
Yeah? They're not hopelessly behind. The
But-
question is just when do Drakir and Lucy want to send their bricks? Because they have stock stockpiled some of their bricks.
They
get
have stockpiled
an
some of
income
their
king.
bricks, and here's the thing: like, they're going to huff and puff and try and blow it all down. But is it going to work? Sending him to Kingdowns and Widdowson, because we've seen this guy pull off miracles already today.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if I'm looking at King's role, I don't see a particularly good answer for Wave 9.
Yeah, fair.
I think Widdowson is pretty decent there with the violets. I mean, he could maybe even go up to 3 or even 4 violets.
That would be crazy, bro.
But I'm not sure if this is going to allow him to like really easily cover, because King Dance should leak decently, right? I mean, he will have a lot of value, but I think he's gonna
Widdowson
leak
does
decent.
lock in the Rogue Wave as well, but he's kind of hedging his bet. So he's saying Rogue Wave in case they send here, Samurai in case they send next, and we'll call
It's
it a
on
day.
value.
Yeah, 950 value is.
I mean, this is really the next send will really give us a direction of the game. Lucy is going income only because Widdowson is on so much value, so
That's
we're not looking
reasonable.
at a lot of king damage here for King Dance and Widdowson, which is good news for them. We'll see if King Dance and Widdowson are sending. It
They do.
looks
Just
like
the
they
Ashton's
are,
coming out. Again, everybody is happy that Ashton is back, so clearly.
Yeah.
Kingdown's dropping his Avenger here, which is probably the best thing that he can place.
Yeah, but unfortunately we all know how much damage Avenger does on Wave 9. It is a negative damage Avenger, so I'm not sure if he has a lot of damage to really clear this, and his
Avenger
8
is very good against the
gargoyles...
send here from Drakir, though.
I don't know, we'll see.
Okay, so Kingdown's receiving by far the biggest send. It's a 300 Mythium try-hard send. Widdowson getting income king, so he should hopefully not Waldosen this time around. The Avenger is doing pretty darn well here for Kingdowns. It's
Sniping
still
the ball,
alive. He
of
might even
course.
splash once, twice, 3 times, and then he's dead. And I mean, sure, Kingdowns is leaking, but this performance is really good here on night.
Can you get one more?
No,
But he's
46%.
super happy with this because he's Fiesta.
Yep.
So King Dance is happy with this, but looking at like values and income, everything looks rather even, but we have to take 2 things into account. One,
Jules
Widdowson
is liking Abrasiet?
yeah, I mean, yeah, nah. I mean, there's King's Guide on Drachir and Lucy, and Widdowson has the cartel penalty coming up. I think with these things in mind, you have to give a small edge to Lucy and Drachir, but like the game is not decided by any stretch of the imagination. There's a lot of spells that can be used creatively or not creatively. There's an income send into Widdowson here, who will probably leak this.
Oh, he's garbage. Hey, plus 115 with a Berserker.
Maybe it depends whether this.
Yeah, all of his other value is bad, but he is plus 115 with a Berserker.
So that's free creditor for him, if he wants.
He is
Which I
cartel
guess-
though, so he has taken that income hit now. He's by far the lowest income in the game right now.
Yeah, and Drachir and Lucy are sending again, whereas Widdowson and King Dance are saving. I wonder what King Dance is taking. Like, it's a clear cred for Widdowson, and they can save till whenever the fuck they want to save to. Drachir is also going cred, kind of preempting a save by Team Abrasiert, which is probably a decent choice.
Now let's see what Lucy does.
Savior,
Savior
okay,
on
this
Lucy,
gives...
I mean, it's actually worth even more, again, because they're on a Kingsguard King.
Yeah. King Dance going Savior as well, which is also probably the correct choice.
Now we have matching King HP, 88% each side, while Drakir is making that Predator go wild, and the same for Widdowson, so pretty good mirror up here. Although we do of course have Abrasiet with a decent chunk more Mythium, but as a result they're falling further and further behind in income, Julian.
Okay, hear me out, Penny. What do you think about a split send on wave 12 and 13? King Dance goes 12 into Lucy, because she's garbage. Widdowson saves and cred shifts and goes 13. I mean, obviously they're not doing it, so it must have been a bad suggestion. But especially with King Dan's egging here, like, I think this would have been a very good play. Then again, it's still Lucy, right? So
Yeah,
maybe
she's on
maybe
value.
maybe you just don't want to ever send into Lucy.
Yeah. 14 looks pretty good into Lucy.
Yeah, I guess it has to be 14 then, because with the Creditor you can't realistically hope to go 13, because Drachir will just not shift there with his Trinity Archer and be fine. And by now, King Dance and Wither should have figured out that Lucy did not cred, and that Drachir is most likely credding, because he's not showing Pulverizer, which he would have shown by now.
I have to say that's just some really good heads-up play there from Drachir to take the Creditor while being saved.
Yeah.
He's max used it on both 11 and 12. Well, let's see if he goes for a little cheeky cred here on 13 as well, or will he just full build?
I think that he will full build.
The Zender's
But,
not coming here. And if I look at Lucy's lane, she's an absolute god here on 13.
Yeah.
And pretty darn weak on 14, so I don't think it's a crazy read for Drachir to just full cred here, and it looks like he is.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Good read by Drachir.
Alright, and Widdowson is actually not full credding himself, so he was feeling more pressure than Drachir was.
Yeah, because of the egg. I mean, King Dance is minus 150, but there's 275 dead value on his
Yeah.
lane. So he's, of course, having the biggest balls of them all again.
And
Just like crazy,
Here they are.
man.
Here they are. The balls.
Yeah,
King's balls.
yeah. They are so big, they even show up online. Alright, let's see. I mean, King Dance is in a really, really good spot now.
Yeah.
He should be holding, or at least close to hold. I mean,
I think
okay,
King
well,
Dance is holding here, yeah. I think you
Yeah,
might be
I
right
mean,
there, Julian. What a good
the
call.
next send. Yeah. I'm surprised that Drachir and Lucy are not covering this by sending.
Yeah, I
Of
would at least like to
course.
see some king upgrades. Drachir's on value. Lucy's
Well,
on value
but-
as well, but her build is just garbage on 14.
What you also have to sure, Drachir has Flying Archer, which is really strong, but he has no good tanks. And Withers did find the L1 button, which is probably the best thing he could send here.
Alright, 640 for Drachir, 660 for FC Lucy. I mean, Lucy surely is just taking everything here. Drachir,
One of the archers
he's
is
sniping
dead.
some mercenaries. Will we kill the pack? We will. Yes.
Yeah, but he's leaking pretty big.
Yeah.
And Lucy is leaking the entire wave.
127% for Lucy, 104% for Drachir.
Yeah.
And sure, they did stockpile their bricks, but they're going to take a decent amount of damage here. They are Kingsguard though.
Yeah, they won't die here, but they don't have an angle. Like,
They're
what's
giving
their
up
play?
so much gold as well, right? Like, Kingdom
Yeah.
was very, very rich after this.
Yeah, I mean, this is not a good spot for for Drachir and Lucy, because I don't know, like, there's no super big weak wave that Mr. King Dance and Mr. Widdowson share. Like, on this wave, King Dance is just turbo strong, and Widdowson is also turbo strong. Wave 16, both aren't amazing, but they aren't horrible either, and they can just fully upgrade their king and match you there, so I guess it has to be 16 for Lucy and Drachir, right?
Yeah,
and
but I mean,
King
Kingdom
Dance
is
and
currently
Wither,
plus 175.
yeah, and Wither and King can just income King if they feel pressured, or even go full, because again, their builds aren't amazing. Like, Lucy is going to leak if there's a full send, and I think Drachir might leak to like send for a pack or something. We'll see what they're doing. Yeah, there's income.
Income, but Drachir and Lucy, they stockpile their bricks once again.
They are piling their bricks.
Okay. When do they plan to send these bricks tumbling down, though? Because, I mean, it has to be 17, right? It has to be.
Yeah, I mean, looking at Kings and Withers build, I don't see a wave 18 being successful,
Wait,
and I don't
wait,
think
wait.
wave 19 is in reach. So
Okay.
by that process, it has to be 17.
I,
But
I,
do
I
you
was going to say,
really-
like, it's just a 0 push 19 angle.
But is 19 really that good into like Tempest, Halo?
19 is not that good
Disciple.
into Tempest Halo, but, like, 1.5k Mythium is quite good into Tempest
Is a significant amount of Mythium? Yeah.
Halo. And they're not under any pressure. Like, they're getting those income kings. But no, they do go for a 17 cent again.
It's a 17. I think King Dance at Witherson will just go income again,
Yeah.
right?
They just never die,
Right?
though, right? They never win the game here on 17, I don't think.
No, but they don't have to win the game, right? Okay, King Dance at Witherson save.
Surely they finish the attack, though.
I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know if they do.
King Dan's is still on grey value, so at least it starts with a minus this time.
Yeah. And Witherson is not amazing here, so...
No. Or in general.
Yeah, no, I mean, that goes without saying.
Hmm.
King Dance did 2 attacks, and Witherson is doing 2 as well. Do they finish it, or not?
They do not. Alright, 920 matching sized sends here from Drakir and Lucy. Team Abrasir, they're currently on 100% King HP. They did stockpile their bricks here, other than a few King.
Yeah.
So if they don't die here, they actually have the pressure lead,
Yeah.
as well as clearly by far the value lead. And that's 115% leak there for Witherson, 100% for King Dans, but it's basically just witches.
Yeah, Lucy and Drakir are leaking almost to the nose end because they committed very hard for this. This is a lot of damage. I
It
think
is a
they
lot
will
of damage,
live.
it's a lot of birds, especially on 17. Like, here and Lucy, their gold totals are absolutely flying up. They've gained hundreds and hundreds of gold for this.
Yeah, and I mean, you were right, they never die here, but now the game is back to even.
Mhm.
And the Mythium, like you said, the pressure lead is with King Dance at Witherson, but if you look at the Mythium, it's not because
it's
of the
not.
huge
They
worker
have
lead
way more
by
workers,
Drakir
yeah.
and Lucy.
And they've even managed to catch up, well, kind of catch up a little bit in value because they got so much Burt on that wave.
Yeah, they got a lot of pillage from the king and stuff. And the problem is that really, if you look at the builds, I think you kind of want to go 20 if you're King Dance at Witherson. But I'm not sure that... I mean, they have pushed 0 workers, so they want to try to skip 19. But I'm not sure they can. And Lucy has pushed even... Lucy is suiciding. Lucy is suiciding
So
for
it will
19.
be a 19 angle then.
It's a 19 angle from them, and the question is, do King Dance and Witherson like realize this, or do they just stick with their plan?
King Dans is like incredible on 19. And
Yeah,
here is
he's
not the
strong.
one who pushed.
Yeah. So here's the holder. Okay, there's the send. So they are reading it this time.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
good for them.
So it won't be a repeat of the first series then, where one team just gets caught completely unaware.
Yeah, and now with the power scores, they know that Lucy suicided.
Mhm.
So King Dance could even decide to do a bit of king if he wants to.
I feel
And they
like
can
he should finish the attack here.
They can full build for this wave, which they're doing, both of them.
Lucy obviously is going to leak everything. Drakir is more
Okay.
undervalued than King Dans, while he needs to be the holder for the team. Drakir is also phenomenally strong on this wave, though. He has
Yeah,
the Royal Guard
that's-
spam, he has Leviathan Trinity Archer. He may just one-shot this wave.
I think this is a really good play by Lucy and Drakir. I'm not sure if it's gonna work.
Right, 500 for Drakir, 580 for Lucy, she's leaking regardless. 680 for King Dans, he's very strong here. 960 for Witherson, surely he leaks to this. But I think Drakir's lane is the important one because first he needs to hold, otherwise the other 3 lanes don't even matter. And it looks like he will. He is one-shotting the wave with that Trinity
King
Archer
is
Leviathan
just-
spam. That's
King is
really
just big chilling though.
King is chilling, Witherson is chilling, that's 100% leak for him. So, I mean, there's 15 creeps left. Drakir does have more value alive to try and cover, and they have Kingsguard. I don't know if you forgot that.
No, I did not. Ah,
I
this is
think-
4 creeps. I think they live on
I
King
think
Dance
both
and
sides
Widow.
live.
I think both sides live, and this is a recent angle.
Yeah, it's
This
definitely
is a recent angle. Hello, Wither. Hello. Okay,
Can
King
come
Dance
from King
doing
Downs, okay.
King.
But they haven't pushed a worker. King Downs and Widdowson, they haven't pressed the worker button once.
Hmm.
King Downs is
So-
just going Giga in on these Green Devils while being on value. Widdowson's got 1k to spend. He can spam Disciples.
Why is this not just oh, Lucy suis into Wither, so Wither just suis and we resend them on 20? Why is this not the play?
I don't know, Julian.
Because this is like super risky, no? I mean, can Wither not just leak to this resend?
He can, and I think he will. It's a 1k resend, but the thing is, King Downs is just easy holding, right? Like, it's not going to be close.
I mean, sure, he has Aquas and Shotgun Starcaller, so maybe he can just hold it. I don't know. I mean,
His
I
Avenger
guess-
even popped off as well, by the way. Did
yeah, I
some
guess.
splash damage.
Okay, never mind.
But he's
never
just
mind.
easily holding, okay.
Never mind.
Okay.
Uh,
And Drakia is leaking to the double moles and post income. Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I
Like,
mean,
I just can't. Dude. I don't. How are you
I
supposed to
mean,
cast these games? It's impossible.
this game is like sure, okay, Wither holds, but why do you not send? Like,
He sent 2 moles after income, Julian. What more do you want from him? Come on. Did you not see the moles?
yeah, sending 2 moles after income, Penny.
Yes.
That's what's bothering me.
One of them was a backup mole in case the first one died.
Yeah, because surely the 4 trinities with the Leviathans will not instantly snipe 2 moles with their AoE damage, which is the only thing they do.
I mean, what else do you want him to send other than 2 moles? 3 hermits? Come on.
I want him to push a worker and send a shaman.
Wow, I mean, this graph is a roller coaster. We've got
Holy
it going
shit.
in one favour, in the other, up, down, back, forth, left, right, and centre, until finally we have the lead for Lucian Drakia, only to once again see the team in the lead end up losing the game. 3 times in a row now. Wait, 4 times in a row?
Wow, this is definitely the 3rd game where a team that had the lead
I
did not
don't even know what's happening anymore.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Okay.
I can't.
All
I
right.
can't deal with this. I'm
So
deleting a new
Abrasiet.
co-caster, man.
All right, let me just double check this. Abrasiet have won the first game in the best of 3 with Megamind and Cartel.
Yes,
Okay, all right, we're on the same page.
yes, I know that much. I don't know anything else about this game anymore.
I don't I have no idea what's going on anymore. I've just seen too many games that were clearly going in one way end up going the other.
Jesus, man. I can't. I just can't.
I can't even.
I can't even.
Well,
What a game, man.
I think it's fair to say that King Downs and Widdowson are back, baby.
I think it's fair to say that they're back, yeah?
I think
Jesus.
anyone who may be called into question whether they were a little bit rusty or not was just out of their goddamn minds, because clearly they're
Yeah,
playing like
what a
demons
fucking
here
idiot.
today. Yeah. Only a fool would have even suggested such a thing.
Yeah.
Well, we are in the lobby. We're ready.
Holy shit. How does the game not end on wave 19 there? And
Ah,
how...
that was just crazy that they survived on 10 HP or something silly like
Jesus,
that.
man. Both teams survive. But this is the difference, right? King Dance and Widdowson make the correct read
Mhm.
and send there, and X-God and Ashton don't send on 20 and die.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Okay, Julian, game number
Yes.
2 of the winners match, Barnes Kieran versus Abrasiet. Let's go.
Let's go. Greed and Cartel, yeah. What are Widdowson and King Dance picking? They are thinking really long and really hard. And now he's
He's
picking.
picking
Fiesta.
it. This seems to be the tech for King Dance. He Mega Minds game 1, and then he just picks whatever he played in game 1 because he had so much fun the first time around. And by the way, he has once again rolled the Atom.
Yeah, and he also rolled Bazooka Poly, which I think is just...
Even better.
Yeah, I think Bazooka Fiesta is much better than Atom Fiesta. I think Atom Fiesta is one of the worst Fiestas you can pick, and Witter has an Angler role to kind of
Capitalize on
gain
his
some
mate's
free
leaks.
stacks.
Yeah.
And Drachia is playing Angler as well, while sending into a Fiesta, which is not ideal, but he's still playing a Crusher opener, which is at least some form of pressure. Unless... Oh, he's playing the... He's
Flower
doing
Angler.
it! He's doing it!
Here we go. That's not the official atrocity positioning, though.
Yeah, what a noob. Oh! We have it again! We have it
Oh,
twice!
he's nailing! He's nailing! He sniffed it!
He sniffed it!
King Dan's overbuilt, though, right? With the double poly?
Yeah.
That would hold no send?
I don't know.
Maybe
Like,
not.
Not with this. I don't think with this positioning.
Well, it doesn't hold to a snail. So,
Yeah.
good little schnifter there by Drakir, going for the snail into King Dan's Megamind Fiesta.
Yeah. But seriously, like, do we actually have to watch Flower Angler on 2 fucking lanes in Nova Cup?
Apparently,
Like,
yeah.
can we not just nerf this? Like,
We can't.
Ah!
We can't. I'll tell you who can.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, there's the post-income snail by Drachir into King Dance, knowing that King Dance is just someone who will always push the worker. He's a bit like Yoni C. He's just gonna fucking push the worker.
He's just gonna go.
Yeah. Because he has balls. Biggest balls of them all.
We'll have to see if Widdowson is able to play around with those balls here in game number 2. We know he's good with a Peewee. Wait, Waldoson? Waldoson? Okay, he holds his own lane.
That's fine. If King Dance didn't have like my lane aggro, but rather enemy lane aggro, he would have killed 2 more creeps. But he did not manage to have enemy lane aggro, which of course is a big blunder, as we all know.
Yeah.
Oh, this unit for wave 3 is just,
Illegal.
yeah.
Oh, King Dan's is going for a full send as well, by the way, so that's going to be a Robo and a Snail for Lucy, and she is going to be turbo vindicated by this seedling drop, one-shotting the wave.
Yeah, we'll see. Drachir is adding the steed just to generate even more free value with the angler.
Wah. Widdowson doesn't need more free value because he's just farming his teammates' stats, it seems. I don't know if he's farming wave 3. Come back to this one because Lucy is doing phenomenally well against 60 Sen. She will leak, but it's only 3 creeps in a Robo, and
Holy
meanwhile
shit.
Waldoson is leaking 56% to a DT, once again answering the age-old question of just how bad do you have to be to leak to a DT on 3.
Yeah, Flower Nerf is actually hitting pretty hard.
Yeah.
And the fact that the anglers are not tanking for the flower makes him leak here pretty
Yeah.
bad. Now he has to send so he can upgrade this guy, I think.
Which he
Yes.
does, and he does.
Yeah.
But this
He
guy
does.
is not on full mana, and that is because of the wave 3 leak.
Yeah. That's super good. Honestly, that this leaks to a DT, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah?
Maybe it doesn't need to be further nerfed then.
Wait. Have we just got Julian on record saying that he agrees with a decision made by Jules?
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
That's crazy, bro. That's pretty exciting times for Legion.
Oh, we
What?
have a dino here. Nah,
Enemy lane
Yeah.
aggro.
yeah, perfect split tank.
I like how when you ping the perfect split, it comes up with the enemy lane aggro tag.
Yeah.
It's super
I mean, that's
fishing.
fucking enemy lane
It's
aggro! On
super
my lane,
fishing.
flower, full tanks, boom, insta dead. Bounty hunter, full tanks, boom, insta dead. GG, well played, game over.
We actually
Every
need
time.
to have a 3-man cast with you and Green, so that
Yeah.
if someone gets bad aggro, he pings it. If someone gets good aggro, you ping it.
Ah,
Yeah,
10 workers by Lucy.
Lucy's just
Fast and
flying ahead
aggressive.
this game. She's playing Cartel. She's in her
Yeah.
element. She's farming gold. Waldoson is giving her loads of birds. Are you unsure of something? I mean, it's fine, no? So he's just kiting away from his Zeus. It's not like he has any melee units that he would prefer to catch.
Yeah, I guess.
We can get one more, and this is a pretty respectable fiesta there for King Dan's, 41%. Although he does still have fewer workers than Lucy. Meanwhile,
Yep.
Waldoson is holding. That's phenomenal. Wait,
The Butter Brood.
Waldoson? Okay. I thought the Brute might take out the bounty at least.
I wonder what's happening with this against the Robert. No, the Robert is too
It does
weak.
just barely win. Okay.
And, you know, we've been pointing out that
Wait.
Lucy is a lot of workers, but he has 6 workers, and he's shifting gold to get the Kingpin on 6, just like a Atrocity would. And
What a
Witherson is, of course, falling into the trap, thinking, I sent him here. Of course, he must have pushed. He's weak next, so I'm sending him a Brood. But, no!
He's plus 275 on wave 6,
I am a
man!
atrocity. I am plus 300 on wave 6 with my Flower Angler because it is fun and interactive to play this comp.
Yeah.
Let's go. And next wave he'll add a small angler to gain all the stacks with these. And just chill, chill, chill. Masturbate furiously into the stacks going up. And seeing the Brute arrive. Oh, -5 income for Witherson.
See?
Oh, yeah! And now I'm scaling! Oh, let's go!
Meanwhile, though, I think Drakira is going to need to do a little bit of cover-wise action in the mid because FC Lucy is leaking everything to this 140.
Yeah,
86
because...
but
However... What is he doing?
However...
How do you go...
Yeah? I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, okay, first of all...
Cover-wise!
Cover-wise! But how does he think? I have a bounty hunter, an angler, a sea dragon, and a flower. Let me shift on wave 6 because that's clearly my best wave. So I should be staying 480 value.
Yeah, I mean, it really worked out for him, right?
My God.
Meanwhile, Drakira plus 180,
fire.
Wilson plus 105.
And there's the angler.
Yeah, gotta farm those stackies.
Oh,
Okay, well, this game is developing in interesting and unusual ways.
yeah. Witherson should snipe the Brute because he had a
with the
flower.
right? Yeah, he
He
does.
does.
And that
He's
means
fine.
that he's easy holding.
king
Meanwhile,
is also
Kingdom
too
receives a mole. He definitely gets enemy lane aggro. All of his ranged units split tanking somehow.
Yeah. I think that's with his polywalk split though. It's kinda always happening.
I was more interested in the fact that both Zeus's tanked.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty lucky, but it didn't matter.
No, it didn't matter. He had more than enough damage regardless.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Jules is in favour of Barnes Kieran here, but I think Abraceata are in a really good spot.
Well, I mean, they have, for once, not taken massive amounts of king damage till wave 8. So, if we judge by how the other games went versus this one, they are in prime position to win it. But
Meanwhile, I've got some very important news for the folks at home because it seems that King Dans actually has built a single melee unit in his lane by wave 8.
yeah,
Crazy.
yeah, I think the game is pretty. Like, Lucy is slightly ahead, but she has cartel, so the penalty will kick in.
Yeah.
Tahir is stacking up another angler, which is very good for him. He's being income king, so he can just farm the steed value as well.
He still
It's
has
just-
Angler in his role as well, so he has reroll. He's kept the Angler. He's going to keep getting infinite
Yeah.
stackies into the mid game, I guess.
That's kind of worrying for him though, because you don't really want to have Steed and Angler for your later part of the game in your role, right? It's kind of an early/mid game comp.
Well, we have got a full send coming out here from Drakir into King Dans. King Dans is not on bad value. He's got decent tanks now with this triple Warg, and the Millennium is just really good damage on
Warg was built!
it. Not yet, Julian. Save your soundboard for later.
It was the third Warg that was built, specifically to tank the Mimic, which he's obviously somehow expecting. I guess, yeah, probably a good play. I wonder if this Millennium will just perfectly survive, because he has enemy lane
It
aggro.
will. Can you ping it? Can I get the tag? Okay, but it just insta-dies anyway. Okay.
Yeah, if the Zeus had tagged for it, that would have been absolutely insane.
Turbo enemy lane aggro. That's a
But
50% leak. Widdowson obviously holding the Fiend. That's impressive even for Widdowson. And you will be able to cover in the mid as well.
Yeah, this is fine for King. Like, he doesn't mind this. So he lost quite a bit of income for this. And now King and Widder do have the pressure lead, but I don't know like what they really want to do with it, because Drachia has a double Kingpin if he wants it here, which he clearly does. And then they have the mid-game play with the fourth walk, by the way. With Overwork or All-Out Assault. I guess it might be an 11 angle, right? But even then, Lucy is kind of strong there. King has a lot of Mythium, though.
He does have a lot of Mythium. Like, he can Siege Ram already, and it's only wave 10.
Yeah.
And there's 2 aggressive spells as well. Like, is it ever double Siege Ram angle on 11?
Oh, I don't think he gets double Ram. But yeah, this is clearly a wave 11 angle from both teams, but I favor King and Widder because they have more Mythium simply, right?
Oh, they have insane amounts of Mythium, yeah. It's just
Ah!
Robo spam from King Dans? I felt like a Siege Ram was biss into Lucy's build.
Yeah, but doesn't the Ram just get kited? I don't know, maybe Ram is still very, very good.
Well, what happens is the Ram goes over here, one-shots 3
kills the
Howlers,
3
and then it tanks
Howlers
the
and then
Leviathans
tanks
forever.
Yeah, I guess Ram was probably the best send. We'll have to see how Witherson does, because the Lifebinder is insanely strong on this wave.
Yeah, with Kingpins as well. There is a 4 Eyes coming out though from Lucy.
Yeah. So he's lacking a bit of damage. King Dance, meanwhile, has 6 walks!
He has 6 Wargs!
Warg was built!
And an alpha male, so...
The Robos are pretty good against those though.
Yeah.
Wait. King Dans? Key?
Oh,
What a noob.
Lucy is leaking very big.
Yeah. I guess 8 Robos and a pack leader was pretty good send as well. So 104% for her, 88 for Widdowson, 104 for... It's just red leaks all over. I can't even read them, there's too many. 21 creeps on the left, 19 on the right.
And
This is a ton of King damage.
Double shutdown, and now both teams drop to like, I don't know, 0% King. Incomes are equal, values are, well, slightly in favor of Drachia and Lucy, but King has more workers, so the game is... It all comes down to the next decision that the teams have to make.
Wait, no, the team incomes are identical, Julian. Because Lucy has 1 more than Widdowson, and King Dans has 1 more than Drakir.
And...
Wow. And the King Up ruins everything. Okay, thank you, Lucy.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
Fast and aggressive.
Fast and aggressive. Oh lordy, she's egging.
Oh, she's egging. Yeah. But is this... I mean... Drachia shifted enough gold to have Doomsday next year. I was a bit worried, because if there wouldn't be Doomsday, then, you know, this is a bit of a yikes.
Well, I think they're super safe on 13 anyway, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody took overwork, and Wave 12 is fast, so there's just no bricks being stockpiled whatsoever. They still go for a resend, though?
Yeah, King is King is
Okay.
expecting this to be a long game, so he just wants to scale himself, and he knows that Lucy is weaker and she will leak and
She
the egg
leak,
will
yeah,
break.
She will.
So for him individually, this is worth it. But the problem with this play is, of course, it opens you up to a Giga all-in save for whatever wave they want play.
Hmm.
And with 30% King, it's super difficult to defend this.
I think it kind of opens them up for Lucy just pushing really hard into wave 15 against them.
Yeah, wave 15, wave 16, whatever they want essentially.
So 400% here. Lucy will, of course, leak, but the pressure is pretty handily in favour of Barnes Kieran now.
And we say, of course, I mean, the mole is already gone because of the boar and everything, but yeah, I don't. I mean, she's almost on value, but I still think it's a decent leak.
Oh. Yeah, 2 creeps, 4 eyes, and the egg.
King Dance keeps pushing, by the way. So
Okay.
they are looking for like
Huh.
okay,
It has to be 15 from them as well, right?
Yeah.
Surely.
yeah, it has
And
to
then
be
if-
15.
If Lucy and Drakir somehow think they can skip, they're going to be sorely mistaken.
I think King Dance is expecting Lucy to egg again, and them to try to go Giga long.
Mhm.
I mean, look
She's
look
not.
at
Lucy's
this.
pushing. Lucy's pushing. Okay.
He's just fucking suiciding.
Yeah, yeah.
He's just full suicide.
Did he
he's
sell
full
some
suite.
stuff? He sold
Yes.
some stuff, right? Yeah.
Yes, he sold a bunch of his polys in the split for an all-in on 15.
Wow. Okay. I mean,
I mean,
Luck-
Wither is strong on 15. They want to play this. He sold a work! He's actually just full suiciding.
wow. Okay.
Holy,
I mean,
what a
Lucy's
decision.
Giga vindicated here because she did not overbuild, but rather pushed a bunch of workers. Now she sees King Dan's on selling values. Surely she just keeps pushing. She does. Yep. Lucy is counter-suing.
Lucy is sui. Yeah, that's the correct play, I guess.
Wilson,
Has to be
he's
the
plus
third.
100 value, but the problem is Drakir is on pretty juicy value himself. Drakir even gets a little bit of gold here.
Yeah, and Drachir has a counter to double Ghost Knight, which is in theory super strong against him. But,
Which he also does not receive, so...
yeah.
Huh.
Because of the Daphnes. But I guess it was still a double Ghost Knight angle for Mr. Witherson. I don't see the Shaman 4 as being good here, but maybe I'm wrong.
You often are.
Yeah, but not as often as you are, so it's fine.
Alright, so we've got double Ram from Kingdowns, we've got Shaman 4 Eyes from Winnison, we've got Shaman Needlers from Lucy and Drakir, and Drakir is the closest to value. But a lot of that is
Yeah.
Kingpin, which is obviously kind of garbage, but actually the same for Winnison.
Yeah, but he has Ocean Templar, and he has Arc Tears, and he has one Life Binder, and all of this is like super valuable
Yeah.
here.
So
The
Kingdowns is
pack
obviously
leader
leaking
tanking the one
everything.
stimp veteran.
183% leak for the King. Lucy will be shortly behind there. 117 for her, but Drakir,
But
is
here
that
it's
just a
easy
hold?
holding. Yeah,
And
Witherson
Widdowson,
doesn't hold,
he
yeah.
holdn't. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, it seems the team Abrasiat can be stopped, and Lucy and Drakir are the team to do it. So this series is now tied 1-1. Barnes Kieran ending Abrasiat's reign of terror here in game number 3. 2, 4.
Victory.
Some number.
It's some number of games that we've streamed so far today.
Some finite number of.
This is the
Holy
first game that we've streamed where the loser hasn't ended up winning.
Yeah.
So, Lucy and Drakir were ahead the entire game and somehow managed to turn this into a victory. That's just crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's insane. That's crazy to me, though.
So Cartel Greed are off the cards for Lucy and Drakir. And let's just flick through a couple of waves. Let's see, what are the key moments here for you, Julian? We got big leak on 3 there from Waldoson. Actually, that is just a big moment for me already because
Yeah.
he had such
he
a
needs
clean
to
game
build the
without this.
Peewee. He needs to build the Peewee in front of the flower.
Yeah, for sure.
Then he should be fine-ish, I guess. And I think wave 6 is like the biggest moment for Witterson's game. Like he
Oh,
was
that's-
re-rolling there, maybe
yeah.
he just wasn't in time to build. But pushing 2 workers off of the wave 5 and then staying 480 value is just not a play.
No.
Lucy is leaking super big. Like if Witterson just holds, like
Oh,
either
they're
gets
super
the
far ahead.
Kingpin
Yeah.
or just builds fully, I think they are in a very, very good spot.
I mean,
Because
Lucy
Drafia
loses
is
so much gold from that leak on 6, but then she
Yeah.
just gains it all back from Witterson
Yeah.
leaking 83% to a dino. Like, yeah. Lucy
And I
would be
think
in a
the-
really tough spot otherwise, but Witterson just bailed her out.
I think the wave 11, like I agree that Ram probably was better into Lucy, but I'm also a bit confused why they took Overwork if, like, I mean, sure.
But
Like-
all out assault is more Mythium right
Yeah.
right now, isn't it? If you're
Yeah,
trying
exactly.
to end the game on 11, all out assault is just better.
Yeah, and I mean, you have to know that you're taking a significant amount of king damage on 11 as well, right? I mean, you know your values, you know aggressive spell is in the game, you know they will also go for it since they've set themselves up
Yeah.
for it as well. And then I wonder, why do you go Overwork if you don't see a good angle to play the game afterwards? Because clearly, King Dance and Witterson didn't have a good follow-up plan to their Overwork, right? I mean, that's else you don't go like, oh, I'll solo send 13 into the egg and then suicide for 15. I mean, that doesn't sound like a solid game plan.
No,
So I
it's a bit disjointed. I mean, it could have worked. Like if Lucy had just
Yeah.
gone for the zero push into
another
the-
Eggy.
into another Eggy, into
Yeah.
the infinite value tee strategy, then King Dan's play would
Yeah.
have been like absolute genius. Everybody praise King Dan's, right?
Yeah.
But it didn't work out that way. Lucy actually pressed the worker button and ended up turbo winning here. So pretty good. I think we've got one of the soundboard things popping up over your camera, by the way, which I'm sure the viewers are enjoying, but I don't know if there's a way to get rid of that.
I don't know.
You're going down,
I got
big
rid of it.
boy.
You got rid of it.
I got rid of
Let's
it.
go.
I
Nice.
just clicked some things and it went away.
Wow, amazing, Penny. You're such an IT expert.
I am. Should have got me on that CrowdStrike thing. I'd have clicked a couple of things and solved the world's problems in a couple of seconds.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, guys, we are getting into game number 3. This has been an absolute banger of a series so far. It is tied 1-1 with Barnes Kieran and Abrasiet, two titans of Legion, and they are about to face off again. This is a best of 3 now. Everything to play for. Let's go.
Let's go. And the most stable masterminds are now out for Drachia and Lucy as well, because Cartel and Greed is like the most vanilla, most stable mastermind combination that you can go for, and they played this. Kingsguard
Kingsguard.
and Chaos for King Dance, Greed for Witterson. What is Lucy picking? I mean, she's kind of a one-trick pony, let's be honest.
She goes
Lock in Tempest.
Tempest. Okay, I mean, talk about one-trick pony, yeah. She has been insta-karmed, though, because she hasn't rolled a single flying unit.
But she did get another of the fun openers.
Yeah. Casket
Which-
Seed.
Yeah, Casket Seedling, where you get 7 workers no matter what the opponent does.
And then you
unless-
leak everything on 6.
Well, I mean, not if you have Zeus and or Berserker, which she coincidentally has in her role.
True.
So I think it's fine.
Wave number 5, you leak everything then.
With the Zeus?
Yeah, I mean, against Ascend, sure.
I mean,
You kill the Scorpion.
you kill the Scorpion King and then everything's low? I don't know. Oh, baby.
And meanwhile,
Why do you have to be Sagittarius A? Oh, the cosplay.
meanwhile, King Dance is on the Chaos again. We've seen him abuse that a couple of times so far today.
5 worker opening with Gate Guard, and right, if you could handpick your unit that you roll on wave 2, which one would you pick, Penny, and why would it be Gargoyle?
Because your first weakness is, of course, wave 3, and it's very juicy as a tank on 7 and 8 as well.
Exactly. So, King Dance, the skillful player that he is, of course, rolls it. Let's go. Could even make an argument that maybe you want to add 2 buzzes instead of one of the gargoyles to cover wave 4 already, but King Dance
I mean,
is
he'll
confident.
just roll it again if he wants it.
Yeah. I'm not sure if this king up into Lucy is correct though, because no, she definitely has fully free 7 workers.
So there was a posting on Snail here, thinking that perhaps King Dams might be trying Fiesta for the 3rd time in this series, but he Fiestans.
Yeah, maybe he had enough Waldo experiences.
Kind of worth saying that the cost of sending a snail, like a fail snail, is less now than it used to be. Only 4 gold bounty on those bad boys. Talk about something for wave 4, by the way. You like that one.
This is like, oh my lord. But can I point out that Drachia's role is just absolutely illegal, apart from the fact that he doesn't have a tier 1 anymore, which is kind of important with Elite Archer, because you need to adjust your split occasionally and stuff. But like, he has APS, he has Phoenix with it, he also has Graal, so he can just cover whatever wave he needs to cover until wave 20. Like, his role is
Juicy.
insanely good.
Yeah. And APS is so good in that as well, like just a steroid for all of his other units.
Yeah, for everything. If he could handpick, he would probably
Have a
exchange it for Tempest.
instead, yeah.
Yeah, but everything else is like handpicked.
I think if they could
Quality.
handpick, they would just swap, right? Like Drakir and Lucy just trade their auras. Leviathan for
Yeah.
Drakir, APS for Lucy. Happy days.
Happy days. And now Lucy, like, is under essentially no pressure. Well, I mean 60 Mythium, but like, she's not worried here. She's preparing for next. She'll be fine. I don't know if this holds, by the way. I don't think
Against
this is
the
enough.
Robo?
I think the Sakura is dying, but it's like a 1-free bleed. Oh?
Yeah, maybe a bit more actually. That Robo is shredding.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, False Maiden of course surviving. Did get
Solid
enemy
K
lane aggro.
against the Fiend that
Yeah.
was on it, of course, the entire time.
Well,
And
I
now
mean,
there's a poo-poo. I don't know if you want to poo-poo Lucy though.
Hermit into FC
Oh,
Lucy.
Imp! Jesus, that's cruel.
Okay.
Does he? No.
Does, okay. Interesting. The problem with this is it is going to end up dying in a way that the slime mummy pops and then the archer gets one shot before the slimes respawn.
Is this not just a Zeus angle over Tempest Bazooka?
I feel like it is just a Zeus angle, but, you know, let her cook.
I mean, King Dance, of course. Good for 5.
Yeah, why would you not? Witterson did have a bit of a Scorpion incident, pulling it over to the right. It worked out for him in that one game with the Zeus and the Poly, but
That
I don't know
was
about this time around. His Kura is... Let's keep an eye on that in the top left. Meanwhile, Lucy is leaking decently, 72% there. The Sakura does live, 31% HP on that, and Drakir is leaking as well. So for once,
big King damage.
Abrasiet is not taking king damage on 5, they are dealing it.
Wah! Who is this? And why did the 2 teams switch sides? Hello?
Nani?
Nani?
But they're King's Guard, so they take slightly less king damage. Let's go!
Let's go. Yeah. I wonder if Witterson is just going to big ball shift it here for Bunk on 7.
I mean, he can, right?
Yeah,
We
just
saw
add, like, 2
his wave
small
6 shift
slimes.
pay out really well for him last game.
Yeah.
He's going to add the Butcher onto the Seed. Hello? Are we playing Guess the Elo right now? Like, because I'm going for probably 1400? Huh. Just ignore the other 3 boards, just look at lane number 4. Guess the Elo. Huh. Well, he does hold wave 6. Wave 7 I'm less confident of. They don't send here? I mean, he just has to sell something for a bunk, right? He must be anticipating a send here. Okay, Slime Mummy's respectable. Slime Mummy and being plus 60 value, that'll do the trick. Well, Drakia gets a send. He's minus 150 value, but I think he should be chilling.
Yeah.
King Downs has the Hellraiser, of course, but that will be untantrumed on wave 8, which is where the send is coming.
And he did not roll like an amazing answer for that wave. And Widow also doesn't get his bunk out.
No, he didn't shift. He'll have to sell something. Like,
yeah, I mean he has to sell his Chloro Pixie if he wants the bunk.
I think it's fine. Like the Pixie is just dead value now. He could also sell the Aqua and 1 seed. That would work.
Yeah, that's also fine. But I think it's better to sell the Chloro Pixie. And he's just going for the Zerker, which I think is just not... Yeah, I mean, he's on value. King is almost on value, but a pack leader is a very big send.
Pack leader's very good, but he has got this unit, which is broken, this unit healing these units, which is broken.
The mask is off tanking, and if it survives, this is really good for him.
I mean, can we get some enemy lane aggro pings out here, or what? Yeah, holy moly.
Yeah, it's classic King Dance.
He's just very
Holy!
easily holding. Very easily holding.
Look at this.
Yeah, will it die now when this one?
No.
They just both easily hold.
Holy shit, man.
Okay.
That's
they're
so
now both on
built.
fire. That seems deserved.
Holy shit. That's so big for them to just easily hold this and it was power mercs as well. And you see, like with power merc gold change, it's so crazy. Like, of course, Drachir and Lucy had more workers the entire time, but with the reduced income they give, they didn't build an income lead. And now with King Dance and Wither holding, they just got infinite gold from killing the power mercs, and now they're just like, yeah, this game is over.
They're
How
in a
can we throw
really
this?
good spot. Like, it's almost insurmountable.
I mean, it is insurmountable unless they put on one of the throwing classics that we've seen so far this day. I mean, Lucy did reroll into Leviathan Archer, so that's good. But now both Drachir and Lucy are playing an Archer comp, so if this goes to wave 20, then of course the game is just over. Because you can't hold wave 20 with Archer.
No, that's true. You can with the Fatalizer, though.
Yeah.
And his teammate does have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. But this is, you know, if it does go to wave 20, that is a Sui angle. Drukir pushing into King Dance. But they just both have it, okay?
Yes.
Okay.
No, it's about playing like a reasonable mid-game now. 85% win chance given by Jules, I think that's actually pretty accurate. Witherson is killing his Sakura for fun on this wave.
He didn't want the stacks anyway.
Yeah. Who needs 15 extra gold for free? Certainly not Witherson. Okay, the
Robos
Roberts are
from
going out.
Everyone. So the team.
And there's overwork, right?
There's also Robo Army, though, so.
Oh!
You know, I think the teams are setting like a record for most number of Robos in one game.
Yeah, but then they need to make sure that everyone survives here so we can get the full Robo Squad action on 30.
Oh, yeah. And we have got 3 Robo Squad picks. Witherson, is he going to be a hipster? Come on, man, get with the game.
If he picks villain now, I'm leaving, Penny. You have to do the rest alone.
And it's the
Thank
Robo
you.
Army. Okay.
Thank you.
Right, so everybody is undervalue, everybody's getting massive sends, mostly Robo-based, of course. And there's a Fire Lord here, which is actually somehow still alive, but not much longer. Slime Mummy does not reach full mana. That's a massive leak for Drakia. And meanwhile, in Winnison's lane, similar things are going on, it seems. 81% there for Drakia, 96 for Winnison, 97 for FC Lucy, and we have Kingdowns proving why he has that name.
Yeah, I think he is doing super well.
He's doing far too well. Holy moly, 40% for him. Kingsguard, is it going to be enough? They have got one King spell. I think they can survive. They can survive, but it's a ton of damage dealt here against the side of Barnes Kieran. Meanwhile, Abraseat, they're starting to take their own King damage. They have way fewer creep leaks, of course, because Kingdown's beasted his lane, and they are on 69%. Nice.
9. Oh, there's the resend. Yeah, that's
resend.
that's the correct play.
I mean, sure,
Jules,
but Widdison's plus 95.
Jules is saying 90 to 10, and that's probably
Just go for a Hail Mary.
correct. Yeah, I mean, it's...
Yeah. No, you're right.
You have to take a gigantic risk, and it has to pay off, and this is just one of these plays where... I mean, Lucy is even like full suite, essentially, for this. This is the correct play, but I don't see it working.
No.
But, you know, if...
They're both overvalue, Kingdowns and Widdison. There is a dehardened Golem. Both masks are on tantrums, so we might see leak, but it's not the game ending.
There's one play that Lucy and Drakia still have in their arsenal, and it is the only correct play right now. Do you know what it is, Penny?
Is it type enter and then 3 little keys?
Yes.
Huh.
Yes.
Well, there's a leak. That's a shutdown. 25 gold, 67%.
Let's go.
There's going to be another 25 gold. They're ahead
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, they are ahead now.
They're ahead now.
And surely they will hold the wave 13 Robo Army 7, right?
The incomes, yeah.
Are they skipping?
They're skipping wild.
I mean, they are trying. Sure, Drakia has a Phoenix, so you don't really want to send it to this, I guess. But I don't think skipping with Robo Army on 13 is...
Well,
It's
when
like
you see
the
that your
best
opponent
play.
basically Sui pushed to try and break
Yeah.
you on 12, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it might have been a shift.
The problem is that Drakia and Lucy income king here.
Yeah.
Well, having said that, I don't know that a Cold Send would have done much better.
No, full send is definitely not the play. You can either save or you can income king here. I think both plays are fine depending on which line Wither and King take. I think Wither and King will have to go 15 now, right? Because you don't really want to... maybe you want 14. I don't know what their play is. They should decide now what they want to do.
I feel like anything can be their game plan at this stage. They're so far ahead
Oh, there's the full send.
from
The
Drakia.
Copium full
Yeah.
to
I mean,
farm a bit of shutdown.
Surely Kingdowns can't hold this Hermit. And maybe there's going to be a Brute as well, Julian. Holy.
Yeah, I mean, is Kingdowns holding this? Are you sure?
I mean, he might leak, but you know.
Yeah, but it's still like, is Witherson holding this? He's minus 300.
Yes.
Are they okay? He built. Are they? If they are both leaking here, this is a lot of gold for Drakia and Lucy. Drakia has a Phoenix. Lucy has Zeus and Flying Archer. So, I mean, this is a bit of enemy lane aggro here for us. As per usual from the King's lane.
Nature and
He is like, what?
Yeah.
They are throwing so fucking hard. This is, they almost die here. This is seriously close.
Yeah.
This is like 30-40% king, right?
They have got 700 million to send, though. I would advise them to send it now.
This is, they dropped to 7%.
Yeah, and this was an income, or partial income send from Lucy into Widdowson. Like, if that was a mole, who knows?
And Yeah, and still, like, this is double Phoenix,
Mhm.
right? Sure, it's double Ram, yada yada.
I mean, it's double Needler into the double Phoenix. I think he
Oh,
might
yeah.
be in a
Oh,
spot
yeah.
of
It's double
a spot of bother.
Oh, he's deciding
the
to go
slime
for more
mummies.
mummies. Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
I mean, I can see it. I'm not sure if Lucy building more Tempest is the correct play. I think maybe this Zeus would have been good, but I don't know.
They have to just do something, right?
We'll see.
Okay, let's check out this.
This is
Only
this
the one
is
Phoenix.
like
It is Giga Smurfing.
this is a Giga Smurfing Phoenix, which is also on the wave again.
And the slime mummies are hitting mana threshold. Maybe not actually. Maybe they didn't.
Oh, I don't think they hit the mana. Is Drachir killing the boss?
He is not, and Lucy's leaking everything. So it
Ah!
is, unfortunately for them, GG. They nearly
yeah, I
found a
think
way
this
back
is
into the
GG.
game, but Abrasiat are taking this winners.
It's-
I can't even remember what stage of the competition we're on, but Abrasiat have won it. Whatever the stage it is,
I mean, this is fucking close.
it really
Like,
is. Yeah.
holy fucking shit, man. Maybe if Lucy doesn't build more Tempests and like stuff that's actually good against double Ram on 15.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I mean, her role was kind of not it. She did have enough gold to build like another Fatalizer, maybe,
Yeah.
or
I
just
mean-
Zeus, like you say, for the magic damage. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, she rerolled the bazooka, but a third Zeus, I think, is always kind of worth.
Yeah.
And then, maybe. I mean, it's hard to say. But if
Drakir-
she
Drakir
doesn't
did
leak
so well
if
there.
she doesn't leak full HP boss there, they live.
Yeah.
If it's like just a boss on like half HP or whatever, like 2-3 less creeps, they live with King
Yeah,
Sword.
yeah. You're not wrong. And at the same time, if she sent Mole instead of a Drake on 14,
Yeah. No, the Drake on 14 is not it.
yeah, they survived on 6% HP. there, man.
6%.
Yeah. Like a Mole could have been very deadly there, Julian. It really could. But I mean, this was very close to following the pattern so far, right?
Oh,
King
shit.
Downs and Widdowson were giga ahead the entire game, and Drakir and Lucy very nearly won. They very, very nearly won. Wave 14 could have been lethal, and Wave 15 they damn near survived as well. And I think if they don't die 15, they're in a really good spot to win the game.
Yeah, I mean, then it's very close. Then both teams can definitely win because on 5% king or whatever both sides then have, it's essentially 50-50 who gets the correct call to Sui into whom and stuff.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I mean, this is,
Holy!
what a series! We were talking about some pretty hype games before the day started, and I think we have not been disappointed, Julian. These have been absolute bangers, back to back to back. This has been a
Holy.
thoroughly enjoyable stream so far, and it's not over. We're going to have a last chance match coming right up, and I believe Slickins and Quacker won their best of 3. Let me just confirm. They did. So Ashton and Xgod, unfortunately, out of the competition. Ashton, please don't let that scare you away. I need to see these guys back
Yeah.
again next month.
Yeah.
But Julian,
Yeah, we
that does
need you,
mean
Ashton.
we need some
We
Ashton
need
in
the
our
worker
lives.
pushers.
Yeah. That means we've got our last chance match coming right up, guys. It is going to be Drakir and Lucy facing off against Slickins and Quacker, and that game will take place in about 10 minutes' time. So don't go anywhere, guys. We will be right back. Goodbye.
New rules, for me at least.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. My lord, we've had
Oh,
some
yee.
exciting games. Oh, yee! These have been insane games so far. And Julian, you came to me with some pretty interesting news from Group B.
Yeah, if I'm seeing this correctly, our Nova Cup double champions, Fine and Paweeded, were more Paweeded than Fine in their matches, as they lost 2-0 to the Brick Stockpilers, and then got kicked out by a double penetration 2-1
Wow.
in their losers match. So I guess we won't have a 3-peat here.
Okay, I mean that's gutting for Fine and Pavided, but
Yeah.
very interesting for the bracket. Do we know who's
Crazy.
gone through to the semis from Group B yet?
No.
No. Okay, maybe
I
that
don't-
best of three is still ongoing.
I don't.
Okay,
because-
never mind. But we have Group A going through already, so we know that Abrasiat have made it through to the semi-finals, and we know that we are about to find out who will make it there to join them, because we are about to watch Drakir Lucy, Barnes Kieran, facing off against Slickins and Quacker, the Quack Addicts. So this should be a pretty
Yeah.
exciting matchup, and I mean, look, I think every prediction that we've made so far today has gone badly wrong. The same for us, the same for Jules. Like, any time that anyone has suggested one thing might happen, the exact opposite has ended up happening. So, do you know what? Sod it. Someone's going to win. One of the teams will
Lucy.
come out on top.
Drakir and Lucy 2-0.
Look at
It will be
2-0.
quick,
Wow.
it will be dirty, but
Okay.
that's how it is.
Fast and aggressive, you mean?
Yeah.
We have a lobby, guys.
Yeah, we've been here for like
hmm
some amount of time.
Look, a clown is never late. He arrives exactly when he means to. I said the game to start at X25. It is X25. If the game wants to start, the game can start.
Never fear. Coverwise is here.
Cover-wise. Alright. Players, ready. Casters, ready.
Born ready.
Nova Cup, July 2024. Last chance match for Group A. One of these teams will make it through to tomorrow's semi-final. One of these teams goes home with nothing. We're about to find out which it will be when Drakir or Lucy presses the ready button, which is going to happen at some point. But until then, we can keep padding Julian. So... What kind of... Oh, they pressed it!
There
They
we
pressed
go.
it! We don't need to pad any longer. Guys, the last chance match is about to begin. We've got Barnes Kieran on the left, the Quack Addicts on the right. Game number one. Let's go.
Let's go.
Quack Dealers. Sorry, not Quack Addicts.
Oh, let's go.
Yes, the pick
Fast and
from
aggressive.
Lucy. Cartel from Slickins. She's got the atoms as well, by the way. And Quacker's mega-minded Fiesta! It's completely random!
It's entirely random, by the way. Look, Penny. Like, I know how statistics work, and I know that you're expected to have like these double things happen occasionally, but you can't tell me that it's random. Like, there are days I log on to Legion, I play, I press Megamind, boom, I get lock-in. The next game, boom, I get lock-in again. Third game, lock-in again. And it happens every time. It is this AI scripting. Like, you will not believe it, but it is scripted. It
No, I
has
know.
to be.
You're preaching to the choir, my friend. I'm pretty sure if I check my profile, it's going to show 4 or 5 Fiestas in a row. In fact, let's just test this. Entirely random theory. Megamind Fiesta, Megamind Fiesta. There was one redraw in the middle. Megamind Fiesta, Megamind Fiesta.
Yeah, it is scripted. Jules, listen, he's sitting there somewhere and he's hand-picking the things just for fun. Oh, the snail into
The
the
snail
Gateway
into the
Fiesta.
Fiesta Gate Guard. Oh my
Oh.
lord. And Quacker
She's
getting
gonna
away
be
with
so
murder
happy.
as well. He gets the Fiesta Consort start. Holy, this game is going to be spicy, Julian. I can feel it in my bones.
Oh, yes. But this is really good for Lucy, because she kinda wants to League Wave 1 to a snail, especially sending into the Fiesta of Quacker.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
I don't like the snail by Slickens here. It's really not. I don't like it.
I mean, he may well have sniffed the Fiesta pick from Lucy. Well, she hasn't picked it, she's mega-minded it, but...
Yeah. Oh, and I mean, your teammate is Fiesta, so you kinda wanna, you know, protect his Fiesta in a sense.
I mean,
Ah!
sure. Quacker's now turbo overbuilding, adding the slime here.
Yeah, and Lucy is just pretending she's not Fiesta.
Well, Slickens is resending, she is going to hold, and then she's just going to push to 7 workers, right?
Yeah, 7 workers, and then Mr. Quacker is getting the snail here. He's gonna push to 7 workers as well, or to, well, probably to 6.
Certainly to 6, yeah.
And Lucy is gonna resend him big, and then he's gonna leak big, and then with the bird gold, Lucy's gonna snowball, and Quacker is gonna be very sad, and it will be a bit of a quack, 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 and he's dead.
Well, he's turbo holding the snail, and
Yeah.
Lucy's turbo holding the snail, and let's see.
7 workies.
Well, that's a
7
Robo coming out
workies.
from, actually from both Lucy and
Robert.
Quacker. Okay.
Oh. Yeah, is Drachir leaking this? I mean, he has a steed. Is this Atom living? Then I think he's fine. Depends where he puts the steed, right? I'm a bit worried for his Atom. But I'm also very worried for our ducky friend.
Well, he's Fiesta, so it's fine. Right?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Drachir!
I don't know, that seems kind of this, honestly. Like, it's tempting for... Okay, no, that was great. Yeah. It listens.
Think
Quacker 74%, Drakir not far behind on 52, and Fiesta teammate covering FC Lucy, 200 value, holding, and maybe even 4 covering as well.
Carvaway!
Yeah, there she goes. Meanwhile,
Oh.
king damage on 3 into the Quack dealers. Decent.
That
they've
means
lost
they win
8%
the game,
HP.
right?
I think so, yeah. That means Quack dealers win. Alright, there's a Robo resend into Quacker, who does get the second consort, which is very strong.
I'm not sure I like the brute into Lucy here. She got infinite gold from Bird on this lane, and then
Yeah.
got infinite gold from covering this lane.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see. She's minus 40, but I kinda expect her to do extremely well here.
I mean, the Gate Guard and the Gargoyle is obviously garbage on 4, but the Fire Archer and the Atoms are very strong, so this Fire Archer is going to tank after the Gargoyles die. It's probably going to survive that.
Yeah, it does
as
survive.
well. I mean, she's got absolute enemy lane aggro for sure. Yeah, holds
Enemy
as well.
lane.
Let's check in with Quacker, and he's leaking decently, actually. So 46% there, and Lucy Fiesta only leaking the brute. What a beast!
What a beast! 9 workers, might be pushing to 10. Yeah, I think this run is looking a bit rough. I mean, Quacker has 110 Mythium, so Drachir is under a lot of pressure.
That's true.
But he doesn't really have super big weak waves coming up. And he picked an early game role to support Lucy, which is very smart, which is also why you pick Cartel. Lucy is overbuilding with the second gate guard, sniffing the brute resend.
And Drakir is on 500 value. He's getting a big send. He is going to be receiving Int and maybe 2 snails. I
Yeah,
think it's close whether or not Quacker gets the bricks to send the second.
and Quacker, like, when you have to do this with Fiesta, this is like, and a hardened Mudman, and Lucy's just doing the
yeah.
one income thing. Ah, this is so rough.
And now Lucy can push super hard and resend brutes on 6 into Quacker or Robos into Quacker. And he's just going to be in trouble, I think. But Drakir with his 140 Mythium send is just holding. And
And
Slickens with his
getting
120 Mythium
Slickens.
send is holding. That's 61%. Lucy's doing extremely well. Okay, he leaks the imps on Drakir, but Lucy is being able to hold and do some cover on that. Cover.
Coverways!
Oh man. Okay. And Lucy has 80 bricks. I think she wants to press the robo button twice into the dehardened Mudman. But Quacker hasn't pushed.
Oh, that's a dino.
He's gonna build.
Yeah, but that's the problem, right? Now he's Fiesta. He's 3 workers lower than Lucy.
Yeah.
And like, okay, sure, maybe you can hold here against the income send, but you're in such a horrible spot. Like,
Yeah.
like, what do you even do? Like, overbuilding with Fiesta is just like you just want to shoot yourself.
He's so... It's not just the overbuilding. Like, look at the income on him. He's on 59 income here.
Yeah,
Lucy's on
no.
96, man.
Yeah, and this is like sending Fiesta into Fiesta is just almost GG. Like, it was GG when there was the full bird, and with the half bird that we now have, it's still like very, very rough. And of course, Lucy's game went essentially perfectly.
Yeah.
She won every coin flip in the early game, whereas he lost a lot of them. Like, sure, he might hold with the 3 slimes here, I don't know.
It looks like he doesn't, right? Maybe looking 1 rocket. Actually, that would be very good for him.
It's a good Fiesta, but the problem is
Oh,
that
well, he holds. Okay.
it's a long wave, and there are 13 workers on Lucy. Sure, there are brutes coming now.
But Drakia just has
Yeah.
a Scallywag in the split, so I mean, he just holds, I think.
Yeah,
Or at least does phenomenally well. Lucy can leak here. Well, she's getting a much smaller send, though.
yeah, it's double butter brute. But even if she leaks, like, she's Fiesta, and she's 4 more workers than anyone in the enemy team. Like, a long wave. Oh, she's on fire, wave 7. Yeah, I mean, the shutdown is kind of nice, I guess, if she leaks, but
Yeah. I have to assume she leaks here against the double brute.
I don't know.
Here, I mean, the lizard is going to one-shot the Scallywag, right?
yeah.
Literally can't die.
Literally can't die.
Oh wait, it died.
It doesn't have the tree anymore, so it can die.
It can. It literally can and literally did die.
Yeah,
Lucy
Lucy
is
is
going to
leaking.
leak. It's a small leak. She would be very happy with that. But the shutdown kind of changes things a little
Shut down! All high elo players love this mechanic, by the way.
bit. Literally every one of them.
Literally everyone. Ah,
She is gaining in lead. She's still only on
Yeah.
25 gold shutdown, but Lucy's just absolutely flying. And just in case you thought there might be a silver lining in the cloud, she happens to be playing Disciple Boar, which is one of the strongest late game combos in the entire game.
yeah.
So she's this good on wave 8. I don't really see a world where Lucy is going to have a rough mid-late game.
No, and Drachir has Halo, Boar, Disciple, Steed, Aqua, so
Yeah, so
his late game is also not.
kind of wrapped up, yeah.
Yeah.
They're also stockpiling their bricks, and wave 9 looks kind of juicy into both, although Quacker can at least have a hardened golem.
Yeah, I don't know if they will go full. Drachir goes full, Lucy's going income, but she's in such a good spot already, so why take the risk of power mercenaries? If Quacker really pushed, he's gonna leak anyway, and he's going for the antler and not for the golem. So,
I think he couldn't afford the golem. He would have been a few gold short, or he would have had to sell a couple of
Yeah.
bees, maybe.
yeah. And who likes to sell Mr. Buzz? He's such a nice individual, you wouldn't want to sell him.
True.
So, he's in a rough spot. I mean, I guess he's holding the income. I don't know what Slickens does against the full set.
I mean, he's kind of on value, but all of his DPS is here. Literally all of it, apart from these, which are range.
Yeah, and there's a lot of units being hard countered by the mole.
He's going to
yeah.
leave, I just don't know how much.
Yeah, decent. Very, very decent.
Oh,
Because there's no Sky Queen. Yeah, this is a very
does
big
lead
lead.
decently, 58% there, but Slickin's 83. Quacker is holding, but he's not going to be able to cover wise too much in the mid, while Lucy is just easily going to cover all of that on the left.
That's a worker per wave income lead
Yeah,
that
that's
Lucy
crazy.
has over Quacker.
I mean, she's going to be
And-
on 50 gold shutdown next wave, right?
Oh yeah, at least. At least. Oh lord.
Can I change my prediction? Can I join you on the 2-0 for Barnes Kieran?
Yeah, well, I mean, we have to say that this game, literally everything went right for Drachir and Lucy.
Yeah.
So this looks incredibly one-sided, but with how Bird works, just fundamentally, you will have these extremely one-sided games if Fiesta sends into Fiesta and has a good start. There's just nothing that can be done about this. I mean, apart from reverting Bird, but
Yeah. Hashtag
currently,
revert bird.
yeah, currently this is just how these games go, and there's not really much to be done. Slickens is taking a risk here because he kinda has to, and Drachir's like, hey, he's gonna take a risk here. I'm full sending.
Yeah.
And he's gonna leak the boss on like 4k HP and descends, and Lucy is like, I'm just scaling.
No, Lucy is just absolutely flying. There's nothing that can slow her down at this stage, I don't think.
Yeah.
79% leak there for Slickens. Drakir is just farming that Burt.
Yeah. There's just one silver lining though. And that's that essentially every game today where someone had a super large lead,
Yep.
Was-
Ended up losing.
yeah, almost thrown or actually thrown. So by that standard, Lucy and Drachir are in trouble. Because this is probably one of the biggest leads we've seen so far on Wave 11 today.
Oh, so they're screwed.
Yeah. Now comes the Giant Snails,
Yeah.
which obviously is a very good pick when the opponents both have Boar.
Yeah, that's the problem. I really don't like that interaction. Actually, I really don't like that. There's one unit and one spell where the unit just completely annihilates the spell, and then your opponent just doesn't have a Legion spell.
Yeah, Hades kind of also hard counters Giant
Yeah,
Snails as well.
I mean, Boar is worse, though, right?
Yeah.
The Boar, once you have like one Red Eyes and one small Boar, it just deletes all 8 Giant Snails instantly.
It's... yeah. I mean, on this wave, this is good. And, okay, sure, maybe they can get 75 gold shutdown, maybe they can get 3 damage. Yada yada, it's all possible, but the lead is still going to be absolutely gigantic after this.
Lucy's on 50, Drakir's on 25. Drakir does get enemy lane aggro on the Halos. I mean, it's close to being enough, honestly, with the enemy lane aggro. Lucy's
Yeah.
doing very well as well, but that is another shutdown. That's 75 gold going over to the Quack Harriet,
Shutdown!
and a little bit of king damage as well.
Yeah.
But they're just so far behind Julian in every other metric.
Yeah, Drachir is kind of on par with them, looking at the income and stuff. But
But
if you just
Lucy,
look at
Yeah.
this versus this, I mean... oh,
Yeah.
there are 2 Giant Snails being resent by Mr. Elliot, and then some King Ups. I don't know if this is the tech, if I want to use his vocabulary here.
Yeah, I don't know what the tech is though, other than, you know, enter,
Open the chat,
hyphen,
yes.
FF,
Yes.
enter.
Yeah, no, I think... I mean, Drachir and Lucy can just decide whenever they want to go. I guess they might want to go 13. Sure, Quacker can have a Phoenix there.
I think they
assume
probably
he
just
should
go
do that.
15. Like, it's the safe
Yeah.
way. They're super ahead.
Yeah, if you just don't push off of these 100 cents and stuff, it's a free 15. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's the correct play. I think they pushed in order to be able to send here, if they needed to, for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But
I mean, Quacker's
Quacker has
200
the
on.
Phoenix.
He does show the Phoenix now.
yeah,
So Drakir and Lucy are going to be vindicated for not sending here because Quacker might have just held or done very well.
yeah, he would have done very well.
Slickens is
Sending,
closest to
yeah.
value, but he's garbage here. Like, he's never holding 13.
Yeah, I think even if they sent here, this would have been like step 1 off of the 30-step comeback road for Mr. Slickens and Dark Quacker, but I still don't think that sending here would have lost Lucy until the other game. Okay, they go 14, which is surprising to me. But I guess they are so far ahead they can do essentially whatever they want to do, unless it is save 20 waves while the enemy is suiciding into them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, sure, Quacker is super strong here, right? He has Mudman, he has Gun, which is insane, he has Slime Sirens. He will do potentially unreasonably well, they will potentially live. I don't know, Slickens might do well as well with his Bunk and Sky Queens, but...
They're doing a few king upgrades, but not all of them. And he's not hardening either, because obviously they expect it to be 15.
Yeah, and I guess they want to go 16 now, but like, does this really work? Because essentially you have to kill Lucy and Drachir with the next send, right?
Yeah.
Phoenix was tanking nicely, but now there are no other tanks
No,
left.
this
so
is
it's
just
dead.
this is just game. Like 129%
Yeah.
leak there for Slickens, 100% for Quacker, and I don't even know if they survived this, but if they do, they're dead. They're one way or another, Julian. They're dead.
Yeah, no, I mean...
And it turns out to be in the literal sense. Or unless no, they don't.
Nope, GG.
Okay, game one goes in favour of Barnes Kieran. That was their, what was it, Megamind and
Megamind and
Cartel
Cartel.
pick. So let me just update that on the scoreboard. And yeah, that was interesting. I mean, they just got absolutely stomped. Like, again,
Yeah.
the graph. I mean, this is not part of the picture. They won the early game, and then they won the game. This is not the way things have been going so far today.
Yeah, this is how my games usually go.
Yeah.
Unless I turbo throw for fun. But, like, one team gets ahead, and then the game just, you know,
Yeah.
it's like this uphill battle, and then it doesn't work. And
Wave
it's rough.
5 already was a turning point. Like, Drakir gets the
Yeah.
140 send, barely leaks. Slickens, meanwhile, gets the 120, which is mostly income and massively leaks. Then we get Tryhards on 7, which they basically full hold. Then we get Mega Leaks on 9 for Slickens, Baby Leaks for Drakir. Then we get the re-leak on 10. Then we get, sure, they get shutdowns on 11, Signs of Life,
Yeah.
but barely any king damage is dealt. And then they just straight up die on 14. Drakir and Lucy clutching the victory. I mean, they played very, very well from start to finish. There's not really much
Yeah.
more to say. Very clean Legion
No,
from
the-
those guys. Slickens and
Yeah.
Quacker on the back foot pretty much the entire game.
Yeah, but I guess it's also, as I said, Fiesta into Fiesta, and the snails that were sent into Lucy on the correct ways for her early to pop off. This is really, really, really hard for Quacker to recover from,
Yeah.
especially with Consort, where you're weak on 3, and you kind of want to play around your power spike on 4 with the Consort, and you really can't in this scenario, and then your opener is kind of garbage, and then you're already always struggling 5 and 6.
Right. Yeah.
You can't really fault Slickens and Quacker for what happened. Like, it's just the luck of the draw where they were just kind of in a rough spot.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, the Quack Addicts, they need to come back swinging now because this is their last chance. They are 1-0 down in the last chance match. If they lose here, they are out of the tournament. And meanwhile, Barnes Kieran, they need to win. So let's see which team comes out on top in game number 2.
Yeah, Quacker, no balls, going for the Greed pick, not Megamind again. Lucy is locking in Tempest again.
Okay. And Drakir apparently is double locking in Disciple Boar every single game.
Yeah, while he's playing Greed. That's weird. Mr. Slickens picking Kingsguard, which is also interesting, but I think he has played that quite a lot on the ladder. And against, if you know the opponent, well, the opponent could still pick Fiesta, but you don't really expect it from Drachir and Lucy, I assume. So I think it's a pretty good pick now, because then you can realistically really go for the king ups.
Mhm.
Whereas with the Fiesta and long waves, and where one of you really wants to send for breaks, and maybe you want to go for king damage as well, it's like, eh. But in this scenario, I really like it. So maybe we can really see it shine.
Yeah.
Man, Drachir's opening. Holy shit, this is so disgusting.
Alright, they go for the double snail, so at least that's something going in favour of Quacker and Slickens because they're both playing safe.
Yeah. And Lucy's opening is not amazing either for like scaling and everything.
No. I prefer what she's done here. So she started off with one
Yeah.
Tempest here and a Shroom in the split, and I thought that was a really weird opener, but didn't really want
Yeah.
to call her out on it. And I much prefer what she's done here with the split Tempests. I think that's much, much better.
Yeah, I agree. But Drachir, man, this unit is so good. Like, it's such a good opener, and he has this with it, so
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like set for every wave.
I mean, it's just the
apart
best
from-
unit in the early game, right? The Whirlybird
Yeah.
is giga strong for the first, what, 7 waves?
Yeah.
Like, way stronger than a single tier 1 has any right to be.
Yeah, it's insanely good. It does fall off after for wave 8, though.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Because
it's a tier 1. It shouldn't be
Yeah.
that strong for that long in the first place. Like,
Yeah,
when you
it's-
say
it's-
it falls off for wave 8 already, that's too
Yeah.
much value.
Yeah, of course. At least Slickens has Flower Aqua, so he also has good scaling. But he's kind of forced to send here if he wants 7 workers, which will make Drachir very happy.
Yeah, he does. And he does go the 7 worker route. So yeah, Drakir gets +4 gold and a little bit less pressure, but I think it's probably worth it for Slickens to take the 7th worker, get his own economy rolling.
Yeah, I mean, he's going... The problem is he doesn't get the Fire Elemental for wave 4 because he's playing Kingsguard. So his build is going to be a bit scuffed. Because what does he build for wave 4?
Maybe a Fire Archer?
Yeah...
Like,
I
you can
mean-
probably Fire Archer and single Aqua, right?
Yeah, you can, but...
It seems like a decent use of gold. And then Fire Elemental for 5?
Yeah, but you really want the Fire Elemental. And he's sending, and now he's 130 gold, so he's going
Yeah.
second flower for fun.
Oh,
But-
and he's very hermitable.
Yeah, for
on
wave
any
5,
wave,
he
on 5,
has...
on 6. Hermit
Yeah, on
is
5, he
deadly.
still has to get this, and
Yeah.
then on 6, he's just going to have to Swedish pawn shop a flower for like Disciple and Steed or something.
Mhm.
Drachir is being brooted here, so he will Pro League and Giga push now. Might even
Yeah,
full
I
hold,
mean,
don't
surely the Impact Fortified unit is bad on wave 4, right?
know. Yeah, I mean it is. He's not gonna do... I mean, he's on decent-ish value.
He is on decent value.
Yeah,
But
he's leaking.
all of his units should be bad on 4. They're Impact Fortified and Arcane Magic.
I mean, this is a decent league, but it also gives away all the pressure. And now Lucy and Drachir can decide to leapfrog if they want. So Drachir could send here, try to leak Quacker.
And he just goes for the
Which-
Fiend. The new Fiend skin, by the way, very, very cool. Look at
Oh,
the
yeah.
detail on this bad boy. Woo!
Nice.
Sexy.
But that's kinda what they're doing. I think Drachir might add the snail even.
Mhm.
And
Quacker
then
is hardening
Lucy...
a Modmambo, so
Yeah.
he's easily holding here. Wait. Oh, he still is. Quacker?
Can you stop selling with like 2 seconds on the clock?
Yeah, that's my
That
APM.
scares me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Dragir did not full send, and Quacker could be in some danger on the
Is
next
this
wave.
living? Oh my lord. That is very close. If you don't have enough DPS behind the atom, it can die. So
Yep.
that's why I'm getting scared.
He nearly fell
But
foul of that,
that's-
but not quite.
That's solid enemy lane aggro. But as we said, Elliot went for his Fire Elemental, and now...
now what does he do?
Yeah, you know... Yeah. There's the Poo-Poo, there's the Robert coming.
I mean, he could just Rogue Wave.
Yeah, but
I hate the Dark Mage. I think this is a terrible play.
uh,
I think this is an awful play. He has nothing worth Dark Maging. The Dark Mage won't tank, it won't use its regen.
And this thing also just tanks 1 creep, where you really wanted to tank at least 2. Yeah, and the Dark Mage is maybe gonna tank 1? No.
It's going to tank now,
Oh no.
and that's going to be a Giga Leak here for Slickins, 82%. I feel like Rogue Wave would have just done way better. Drakia, meanwhile, 32%. He's very happy with that. Lucy, 21%,
Yeah, nice.
likewise. But Quacker is going to be able to cover this, like at least most of it, if not all. Cover wise!
Yeah. Still rough spot, because more workers for Lucy and Drachir, and there are also some bricks that were piled up.
Oh, he's been
And
stockpiling.
Drachir is super strong here, and next wave he can have Pilgrim or whatever he wants, and Lucy is super strong on 8 to cover. And look at Slickin's build, man. Like,
It's terrible. Yeah.
you were suggesting some guesty elo, right, earlier?
Yeah.
And if I have to look at this, I mean, it's rough.
1800, maybe? I think it's slightly better than that Widdowson build we saw earlier.
Yeah, but, you know, 2k. Maybe 2k.
That seems
Barely.
generous.
Yeah, I mean, Shakara is almost 2.4k. I've seen his builds, so.
Alright.
Ah!
Here comes the Ogre. Here comes the Mole. We're going to see some action on the 8th wave.
Yeah, that's a
Slickins
bit...
and Quacker just auto-send. That's fine.
Yeah, but I don't see Quacker doing very well here. And, you know, the Mole into Fire Elemental, sure. Slickins is on value, so he might hold. I don't know for sure, because
I
it's
do
still...
like this. He wants to clump everything into one spot. So he's basically deleting his own split by raising something here. And that will at least let his Steed, let his Disciple kill the Mole pretty quickly.
Oh man, the income into Drachir is pretty juicy here, because
Yeah.
he's very leakable here.
He's
to a
getting
full extent.
away with murder, right?
And this is solid enemy lane aggro as well.
Yeah. Talking about one-shotting the creeps, though, that Ogre died very quickly in Quacker's lane.
Yeah,
And
but-
Slickins is just holding.
yeah,
Okay.
he's holding. That's good.
51%
Good for
on
him.
Quacker against a 240. Drakia leaking against the income, but that's fine with his super low value. And Slickins does hold against the Mole, so this could be the start of a comeback. I mean, they weren't that far behind to begin with.
No, but this trade is fine for both sides, honestly. Like, Drachir is leading in income because he had so many workers for such a long time, and Quacker was playing it a bit safe, so he didn't leak much, but he also gave a bit
Yeah.
of pressure away for Lucy, so it's...
But here's the thing, right? So Drakia was playing fast and aggressive on wave 8. Slickin's income sent him. He got away with murder. He then just didn't push a worker. And Slickins is full sending and he's
Yeah.
plus 80. So he's just going to hold.
Yeah, and again, like, Drachir is in a good spot right now, in a really good spot, and his role is the best in the entire game, by a country mile.
Oh yeah, he's got phenomenal late game. It's insane.
So, and if I look at the other builds, Slickins and Quacker have already rerolled, so they have to play with this for the rest of their game. And both of their builds like fall off significantly and have very clear weak waves. Lucy is having a bit of my lane aggro here,
Oh yeah.
leaking to this significantly.
50% there. Drakia will
Quacker
hold.
has a DPS Mudman, which died last,
Yeah.
and is leaking to the income sent because he successfully killed all his DPS before his tank.
Yeah, this
Nice.
Buzz is doing work there in terms of
Yeah,
killing
this-
all of his
this-
ranged
this
fragile
Buzz-
glass cannon units.
Yeah. This is not the best Buzz I've ever seen.
No, not the best. Maybe he sells it, or moves something
Right,
over
here
here, or
it's fine.
does something to make his build be less terrible. Well,
Oh,
no,
he's
he doesn't.
building for here. Oh, this is rough. Like he's income sending here, and there's 2 aggressive spells in the game, and not a great defensive one for them. And he's income sending and building for this with the Arc Tear, while
Yeah.
Lucy and Trachea are saving. So this is again kind of rough.
I mean, Lucy could
Especially-
just do something like post-income Siege Ram on 11, and Slickins won't kill a single creep.
Yeah, but I don't think that's a good play. Like, they are in a very good spot. Like, sure, Jules says the game is roughly even, but tactically speaking, with the pressure and Drachia's role, they are in a good spot. So why take the risk? Like, Slickins leaks here to no set.
It's
No,
close.
he holds, maybe?
He holds,
Holds,
but like a single snail, he would have leaked.
Yeah. But, you know, you have the pressure, and now
Yeah.
there's no pressure on Lucy, so you can safely go for this aggressive thing.
Income
And
King
just-
from Slickins and Quacker, that's
Yeah.
obviously a good play. The problem, like,
Income King
Quacker's in a
with
tough
all
spot
out.
now, right? Because, I mean, okay, he does harden, but I was about to say, like, do you harden here and then just die 12? But I guess it's probably an easy enough read because we have the death cap here from the Slickins.
Yeah, but even then, Slickins went they went all out assault for king ups on Slickins. I don't know what Quacker is doing. I think he's
same.
doing the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
Well,
have a
this
max
is
king.
it kind of feels bad, and Quacker is hardening here, so Drachia can just easily full push to his income now,
And
that he's
reset.
gonna hopefully hold and reset,
Yeah.
and scale even harder.
Yep. And they're probably not holding even with a full defensive play. as well.
No.
Oh,
This
not
is
even
like-
close, in fact. Slickins is getting run over. That's a 113% leak for him. Quacker is doing better with the harden, but is still leaking. They're going to take a ton of king damage, and I do expect Drachia to push hard and resend.
Drachia leaks to the income, but it's not horrible.
He's also not pushing hard and resending.
Yeah. I guess he wants to play another line for I guess 14 for a kill or something, which is also fine.
They don't even take that much king damage, though. Kingsguard is broken, man. Come on.
This guy is broken.
Holy. Now they just regen
Holy.
and they're back on 100% in 2 waves.
Yeah. No, I mean Kingsguard is a very, very solid mastermind option.
Yep.
I think it's underrated by a lot, and it can be used very well. But it's also, again, if you happen to send into a Fiesta player, all the waves are long. You have low income early game. It's very, very rough. You're essentially setting yourself up to play from behind, and if you happen to send into Fiesta, you play from far behind and can't really use the benefits that well, and then your mid game stuff is really, really rough. I think Quacker might leak to no set here. Slickins and Quacker have pushed hard. I guess they want 13 then.
I mean,
Else
13
this
looks
does-
pretty good.
This doesn't really make sense. Oh. Drachia is also leaking to no cent because he shifted approximately 7 million gold. I don't know how much, but a lot.
And let's see, do they go for the 13 cents?
Sus.
They do.
Yeah, Quacker and Slickins have to send because they actually pushed. And Drachia and Lucy save because they shifted gold. But
They should probably do a couple of attacks, honestly, because of that Drachia leak.
I mean, they fully... I mean, they should know the send is coming because of the power score. They should know that they are on a worker disadvantage. So maybe you do
I mean,
like
it's-
2 attacks.
what do you
each.
mean from the power score? Everyone's dead even.
Yeah, but Lucy and Drachia were ahead.
Okay.
So, because of the change in power
Yeah,
score, you
I
know
see.
that they pushed. Oh, but is Lucy just holding here, maybe? Because she's super strong.
Isn't Drachia just holding here?
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
And Lucy with that full Hades, like there's no big tanks been sent,
No.
but Hades is tanking,
No, the
so
Hades
yeah,
is
she
dead.
will leak. Drachia,
Holy shit.
meanwhile...
Yeah, they're both leaking. They're
They're
both
both
leaking.
leaking.
This is a lot of king damage.
They're just going to be on
Okay.
fire next wave, though, I think.
Yeah. And do they go 14? Yeah.
They do.
This is a lot of gold for Slickens and Quacker. If
Yeah,
this gold,
it's a ton of gold, and I feel like if they know that the 14th end is coming, which they should with their builds, they can just income king.
yeah, if they income king and do well, then this game is very, very open again.
And they do income king. I love it. Let's see the regen. Oh no, Quacker hardened last. Come on, man. Why are you hardening 13 when you have Arctair, Disciple, Starcaller Circle already on the board?
Because he
He
very
thought
much-
Drakir Suid. He thought Drakir Suid. I see.
yeah. Exactly.
Okay, I take it back. The criticism
Like
is...
they should have known from Power Score that Drachir didn't push, but they expected the send.
Yeah.
Alright, we have to see what happens here. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Quacker is minus 100, Slickens
the
minus
same.
150, but they are both pretty shit on this wave.
I mean, Quacker's de-hardened. Like, I think that could easily be a difference maker if his 3 mod men were hardened here instead of last.
Yeah.
His Arctair dies very, very quickly. This is actually going to be a really big league for Quacker, despite him being basically
yeah.
on value.
No, these are huge leagues. That's why Lucy and Drachir wanted to go here so desperately, right?
108% there for
shutdown.
Quacker, 75% for Slickens with a 1 HP Mimic. Come on! 36 gold on that Mimic, only 6 gold on this Mimic. Lucy clearly the better Mimic handler.
Yeah. But they live.
They do live. I mean, they more than live. They have 33% there. Ah, man.
Game is
Quacker,
back
though.
to even.
If he just read that Harden right on the Mudman, like his 100% leak there would be 50% or something.
Yeah. But also if Lucy and Drachir just send on 13.
I mean, sure.
But yeah, game is back to even. Slightly favored for Quacker and Slickens, for sure. Because they have a 16 angle, I guess. Which Drachir and Lucy have to defend. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious that the next send...
Yeah.
It could also be 18, right? Lucy and Drachir have to respect the 16 angle that Quacker and Slickens have in theory. And now they need to decide what they want to do.
Well, Lucy shifted a ton of gold here, so I definitely think they're skipping 16. In fact,
Yeah, they
17
want-
looks really appealing.
Yeah, they want 17, and I guess it's gonna be... Slickens is pushing to no send.
Okay, so they want 17 as well then, right? And Slickens
Yeah,
just
I
wants
mean,
enough
clearly.
lithium to try and break Drakir. Because Drakir
Clearly
is
they do.
unreasonably strong on 17 with
Yeah.
his Disciple and his Boar.
I just don't understand why he's pushing to no send.
Well, because he's Mr. Slickens.
Yeah.
And they do win races, by the way. Like, Kingsguard is... We
Yeah.
talk about all of the safety it gives you. It also always gives you an edge in a race.
I agree, but 17 is not where you win this game if you're Quacker and Slickens.
You would have preferred just like a no-push skip 17 angle from these guys?
Yeah, you either no push 17, no push and go 18, or you turbo push after the 14.
They are...
Try to leak 15, so you go 16.
Well, they're sending 17.
Yeah, and this feels like, okay, Lucy is probably just gonna leak everything.
I don't like the send into Lucy, though. What are these ogres even doing? Like, now
Yeah.
the ogres are good because Lucy's spamming gate guards, but against everything else that's on Lucy's board, ogre seems
Read her
terrible.
like an open book.
Yeah,
Is Quacker gonna harden?
Sure.
Like, yeah, he is.
He has to harden. Yeah. I was going to say, if you send here on 17, you have to harden
Yes.
because if they hold your send, the game's over anyway. So you're playing for a 17 race.
Yeah.
And Slickens is going to get a 4 eyes as well. I mean, Quacker should just harden here. Like, he's really strong. He has 4 hardened columns.
Yeah.
Drakir, I mean, he has every right to just hold as well. He does get the
he's
biggest
gonna
send.
hold it.
He gets by far the biggest send. Quacker, I mean, yeah, he's just chomping down those metal dragons. Slickens is doing phenomenal as well. There's actually another
Slickens is
hold as
holding,
well.
I think, right?
Lucy
Yeah.
is going to leak, but not much. Drakir is going to hold with much left alive, and the game continues.
I guess he's right for pushing into no send.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I thought he was gonna leak. Well, my bad.
And wait, are these guys dead? They have no king ups. I think they're dead, Julian. This this is the babiest of leaks.
Right? Nah.
Metal dragons? Metal dragons? Nah, they're chilling.
They're chilling.
Okie dokie. Oh,
Okay,
This has been a
Slickens
fast and
has
aggressive
hard
game.
pushed, but
look at all these leaks, man. Like, there's been red leaks throughout the entire game, a bunch of 70s, a bunch of 80s. It's been a pretty exciting game.
okay, Lucy is pushing hard, so they want 19, I guess.
I
Right?
mean, I guess.
Because Lucy is suiciding,
Yeah,
but
then it has to be 19.
Quacker doesn't leak 19.
Lucy's even
so-
selling. She
Yeah, yeah,
actually
Lucy is
missold
selling.
something. And,
Yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah,
she sells
yeah.
something more, pushes a couple more.
Yeah.
Well, they have to see it, and Quacker is very, very strong on 19 with Golems and Starcaller Disciples. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I understand the play because they feel like they can never skip on.
Yeah. Well, they never
19.
win 20, right? When both of the enemies have
Yeah.
Starcallers and Steeds and Arctairs and such.
Yeah,
But
so they have
Lucy
to go for
leaking
such
here.
a play, but
Um, uh, okay, well, they are dead to no send. Yeah, I don't think the king clutches it this time.
Defeat.
Okay, cool. All right. I mean, Julian, look, this is basically on par with how the games have been going so far today, and I am not even surprised anymore. This is my life now. This is how things work. I can't. I can't. Do you want to take over? Anyone, please? Look at this game, man. Super like up and down, back and forth. We had a bit of a lead there for one of the teams at some point, which then went the other way, and then went the other way, and then they died to no send. That's about all the casting I have left in me at this point, guys.
Can I point out that this is the most stacked Nova Cup we've ever had, with the highest level of gameplay, with an average elo of over 3,000. And it clearly shows 2 leaks
Yes.
on wave 12 to no send. One team does not read that the other team has fully pushed despite them jumping in power score, clearly meaning that king ups would have been the play.
Mhm.
And then after wave 17 we suicide on one of the players to die to no send.
Yes.
Ladies and
Yes.
gentlemen, this is, you may not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like.
Wow. Just wow. That does mean, though, guys, within all of this chaos, don't say that word, don't say that word, within all of this maelstrom, we do get a game 3, which is pretty cool. So the Quack Addicts, they have managed to tie the series 1-1, which means there will be everything to play for now going into game number 3. What were their masterminds again? Like, I just can't remember what's happening
Kingsguard
anymore.
and something on Quacker. I think
It's-
Greed.
I kind of need to know the something for the scoreboard.
I think it was Greed on Quacker.
Greed and Kingsguard. That sounds about right. And let's see, do we have a lobby available?
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. Slickens confirms Quacker was Greed.
Okay. Well, I mean, I just can't call it now. Like this could literally go either way. Maybe one player just forgets to build on wave 6 and leaks 100%.
Wave 1.
Yeah, wave 1. and it's just tied.
Holy shit, man. What a... Yeah, I can't call these games, man. I'm
Yeah.
just bad. I don't understand the game anymore.
Well,
Holy shit.
luckily I never did. Okay,
Yeah.
guys, game number 3, the last chance match. Both teams' tournament lives are on the line. One of these teams makes it to the semis, one goes home with nothing. We're going to find out one way or the other. Finally, put me out of my misery. Game number 3, let's go.
Let's go. No masterminds picked so far. Yeah, that's Megamind into Greed. Okay, that's fair.
Mm-hmm. And everybody else, Drakir on Greed. So people are just feeling a bit cagey now. They're just going vanilla, I guess. Although Quacker, no, that was a Megamind. Fair play.
Yeah, fair play.
Castle for
Castle.
Dickens.
Let's go.
Kingsguard for
Kingsguard.
Lucy.
Now they're turning it around, man. They
Yeah.
are turning it around.
I mean, Kingsguard is broken.
I think if you pick double Kingsguard and the opponent is not like, I mean, then you can really make some plays. But
Mhm.
unfortunately, you can't in the current format with the Conquest format. But,
Yeah. True.
I can't have everything.
Well, you
Oh.
can Megamind it.
Yeah, Drachia has the tech. I think it's broken. The egg is broken.
It is very, very strong, actually.
We'll have to see what Quacker does. I mean, if he starts Bone Crusher and either saves on wave 1 or goes 6 workers for wave 2,
He is Bone Crusher.
then this egg can break very easily, at least on 3. Okay, he's sending on 1, so Drachir gets a free egg on wave 2.
Yeah,
but
but,
he-
but I think if Quacker does go 6 workers, then Drakir will just push and let his egg break on 3, right?
Yeah, but then it's not as good, you know? Then it's much, much weaker.
I think it's pretty fine, though. Like, you still get some free value.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you get to
yeah,
push
for
the
sure.
workers a little bit earlier.
I mean, the best case
And Quacker
scenario
is
is, of
6
course...
workers, by the way.
Hmm?
Quacker did go
He
6
did.
workers.
Yeah. The best case scenario is, of course, that you egg and you get a snail on wave 2 as a resent because they
Oh,
think you kept the Graal. And then you can push and keep the egg alive anyway.
Meanwhile,
But, yeah,
Lucy skillfully rolled the gun and the gargoyle, 2 very, very good units for the early game,
Yeah.
so she's going to be fine no matter what.
Yeah, she has a very good role, and I think she's gonna cover on Drachir's weak waves, and Drachir's gonna cover on her weak waves. Like he has Ocean Templar Gates.
Quacker's Bone Warrior suspiciously low there. I think he might be hinting.
Oh no, he's fine.
Is he fine?
Yeah, he's fine. He's totally fine. He would have leaked everything to a snail.
Oh, of course.
And now Lucy can Robert him if she wants to, which probably leaks him pretty bad. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
the
that's
problem
the
with a
Robert.
6-worker Crusher tech. But he does get the Brute in income, so Drachir has
Well,
already
Drakir
decided.
pushed. Yeah.
Yeah, he's already decided to let it break, which is the correct call to make. Lucy is going double Gargoyle to be extra safe, so they don't take any king damage. Yeah, the win percentage by Jules, can we...
Yeah, well, that's going to change. When this egg pops on next wave, the win percentage is definitely going to change.
I don't think
Yeah, how
that's
is
accurate.
Jules coming up with this? Like, what sums are you crunching
What
there,
copium
Mr. J?
is he on?
Yeah. And where can I get some?
Yeah, and where can I get this?
Okay, the Robert into the Crusher. That is going down very quickly. Drakir, of course, taking over here, just the Brute and the Snail, but he pushed his workers, he's fine. Lucy is holding the 60 cent because Gargoyle Gun is broken, and Quacker is leaking everything to the Robo. Cover-wise. So I think things are going pretty well so far for Barnes Kieran, but like you say, at least Drakir was not able to get away with the fully stacked Eggy.
Yeah. And Slickens with his castle is so far staying on par with workers, so he's in a very good spot. The only one that's in a very rough spot is Mr. Quacker, because he went 6 workers, sure, but he power merked Drachir to break the egg, which he
Yeah.
didn't need to do because Drachir pushed, and he leaked very big to Lucy's send, and he's in trouble for wave 5, where Lucy will send him next. So it's gonna be a bit rough for him.
Yeah. He also looks super weak to something like Imps on 6.
Yeah, but I think Lucy's going here, because she got saved on as well, and she kinda just wants to have a good game herself, I think. I mean, we'll see. Yeah. They go full. What does Slickens have? He has Atom. Going full into Atom always feels grief to me on wave 5. I don't know, I
It's
mean,
just so strong. Like when this thing tanks the boss, and then nothing else, it just deletes
Yeah.
the boss's damage entirely.
I guess he's Drachir specifically sending here for king damage.
I think
Because-
sending for king damage when you don't expect your guy to leak is weaker now than it's ever been.
Yeah. And Slickens saved, which is worth pointing out.
And yep, the Atom
The brute,
survives
the
the
brute!
boss.
What? What?
What? Jules?
Yeah!
And it wins the 1v1?
Yeah, klar!
Okay,
klar.
can we get some enemy
Okay.
lane aggro pings out here?
Okay.
Holy
XD.
moly. I
Yeah,
would be
thank you.
molding right now if I were Lucy.
Holy shit. The new and more consistent pathing. Holy shit, this is so stupid. This is game deciding, and
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is happening. Like,
Jules?
I mean,
Yeah.
like this that's not okay, man. This is not okay. This is not okay.
Well,
Like, seriously.
The Quack
This is
Dealers
an
have made it through
elimination
to the
game.
semi-finals. Congratulations!
Yeah, I mean, holy shit.
Triple Robo coming out from Quacker now. Double Brute Robo from Slickens. Drakir and Lucy
have
could
to
be
see.
in a spot of bother, actually.
We'll have to see how they do here. I
They're-
mean, I
they're
really
both
hope they
Giga on
get.
value.
I hope they get very good aggro now.
Well, so far, not so giga good. For Drakir at least. Lucy, yeah, similar. My lane aggro. Drakir's doing very well, but of course he's on 600 value with a Hydra. Lucy leaks 75% though, and Drakir is not holding, he is rather walding.
Yeah, I mean,
Not really a walder, he got a 120 send. I just wanted to make the rhyme, guys, really.
yeah. And because of Kingsguard, they take less damage.
Oh
they're
yeah,
fine.
sweet.
Holy shit, Mr. Slickens is in such a good spot now. He's 10 workers with Castle. Lucy is 9 now.
He's also on the same income as Drakir, who's playing Greed.
Yeah.
And now Jules is saying 72%, and this time around I kind of
No,
agree
this-
with him. Like,
Yeah. This time it's correct.
Yeah.
But holy crap. Oh. But just imagine Quacker, like, the Brute doesn't go for the Serpent. The Crusher dies, he leaks Brute and 3 or 4 creeps on 5.
Mhm.
They take 30% king damage. How much more gold do Lucy and Drachir have? And how much better do they do on 6? And how much more even is this game?
yeah.
Jesus.
But
That's
sometimes the enemy just gets enemy lane aggro.
Yeah?
There's kind of a clue in the name there, Julian, in fact.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right,
The
income
sends
sends
here.
coming out from Drakir and Lucy, just desperately trying to get back into the game.
Yeah.
We did kind of see a similar picture in the previous, though. Like, Slickens and Quacker were behind. They did pull off a Kingsguard miracle. So
Yeah,
maybe this
and-
time it's Barnes Kieran's turn.
Yeah. And they are saving here. So maybe they can leak a bit and help Lucy and Drachir. Lucy is full building for this wave. So that's kind of rough. Because
Oh, they're not saving here, Julian. Hello?
Oh, they aren't saving. Yeah, never mind. Never mind.
Guys,
never
it's been a
mind.
long day. I think both of your
Never.
casters are suffering.
Holy shit. They were probably just on auto send though, which is like absolutely impossible to see as a caster because it happens last second. That's my excuse.
Yeah, solid excuse. I think you should stick to that one.
Slicken's holding the income send? No.
Slickens is not holding the income send. Oh, one more! Oh, what a beast. Yeah,
He's
everyone
not
else
unhappy
is
with
holding.
this, though.
Slicken's causing long waves. His team does have a worker advantage. It's only one, though.
It's Lucy and Drachia are in a very, very rough spot.
Yeah.
I don't see... I mean, there's honestly no way for them to just, quote-unquote, come back on their own power. They have to hope for some mistakes by Quacker and Slickens.
And it's also not like they have one of those disciple boar rolls or something that we've seen in previous games that can just dominate the late
No.
game.
Yeah. Drachia has I mean, Ocean Templar Gate, in theory, has decent power values. He also has Halo with Steed, which is also fine. And Egg can also help you to scale. But they were overbuilding here, hoping for Ascend, so it's not ideal. And the only one who income sent was Lucy, so...
Yep.
Yeah.
Lucy's in a
it's
solid
rough.
spot income-wise, but Slickens is about to get his Castle Power Spike, and then he's just going to be far in the lead, I think.
Yeah, luckily, oh well, he still has reroll, but he has a roll which is, well, leakable on certain waves. Like,
Yeah.
it's not the Exodia roll where, like, no matter what you do, you can never leak them.
Oh
Like,
man,
his roll
I
is-
played against enemy team Slickens, and he
Mhm.
had Pyro, Rogue Wave, Boar,
Yeah,
some other filthy nonsense, and it was just
yeah, everything.
insane.
And enemy team Slickens is a whole different team
Oh,
to
he's a
my
monster.
team Slickens.
My team Slickens is, yeah, he pushes too hard, he leaks the entire wave.
Yeah, followed up by Baby League Farm. Well, you get a Ghost Knight on 8.
Yep.
Baby League Farm.
Alright, he is able to hold the DT, so
Yeah.
pretty solid there from enemy team Slickens.
Yeah, income sense all around.
Some
Is someone going for a PTA? For a cheeky PTA into King Ups? It might be a PTA into King Ups for Lucy and Drachir because they really need to get value out of their...
Embargo is really nice for them as well, though. Like, you get so much extra resource compared to the other two spells.
Yeah? No, it's fair.
And they're really good on 12, right? With the Sky Queens, with the Gatling guns.
Quacker also going embargo. There's also the hope that the enemy team doesn't expect it when you send them like 200 on 11. But I think Quacker and Slickens, they will figure this one out.
Yeah. We have 4
What is-
embargoes. Okay.
4 embargoes. Okay.
Alright, look at these income figures now. So Slickens with the Castle Power Spike, 221 income, and second place is his teammate Dark Quacker. So Drakir and Lucy, they're just going to keep falling further and further behind.
Yeah, this is a rough spot, as I said.
Why is everyone on solo work accounts, by the way? Like, this game feels like we've had sends pretty much every single wave for the first 10, and people are on
Oh.
13 workers.
I mean, there was a big save for wave 6 on Lucy and Drachir, and Egg, and very little leaks, apart from these things.
Well,
And people were just
Slickens and
safe.
Quacker have pushed a couple of workies. Lucy's
Yeah.
pushed a couple as well. Drakir, he pushing'. Is he going to egg here?
I hope not.
I think he eggs, right? Expecting
I
like a
don't.
14 send or something. I mean, look at how much gold he has.
No, I think he wants to bait the 13 cent and hold it.
I think there's just no way, right? I think egg was
Egg.
really good play for him here. I mean, sure, it's not the best unit on 14, but you also just get 200 free value.
I think they are expecting a 13.
I guess there's no way, right?
I don't know.
Into Drakir's build with the gates? I mean, sure, I can see it into Lucy, but she's already showing the Avenger as well.
With
Slickens
this
the leak.
leak.
Okay, maybe now they're expecting the 13 cent.
I think maybe they will just send here now.
Yeah, they do. Okay.
Yeah, there's this send, and I think Drachir and Lucy are
Also
okay.
sending?
Also sending, yeah. I can
Okay.
see it.
They went for the classic no push, still send.
No, I think this is specifically designed by Drachir, this call, to try to counter the they will hard push for 13.
Hmm.
Because Lucy will leak 13 anyway, and Drachir's building to cover, and they think with embargo and full sending here, they will leak Quacker and Slickets because they will be hard undervalued, so they win this trade.
Yeah, fair.
I think that's their play, and I think it's one of the ways they can potentially start pulling back the game in their favor.
They can also snap a shutdown here on Quacker, but he has the Fire Lord, he has a couple of Wirelets. Fire Lord is tanking
Fire
extremely
Lord
well.
is-
Holy, it's still alive.
That's some enemy
Okay.
lane aggro.
Yeah, that's enemy lane aggro. Lane 4. Everyone wants to be in lane 4 now. Slickin's 85, Lucy 103, Dracare easy holding, probably covering 2. Quacker, with the enemy lane aggro, is just barely leaking, but that's still a shutdown.
Still a shutdown, but that's the second time he has gotten mega lucky.
Enemy
this
lane
game.
aggro, yeah.
Drachir is not pushing, he's gonna egg now, I think. And then they will just try to cringe, I think.
Okay, well, I mean, they are back in the game now in a big way.
Are they?
Yeah, of course. Like, Dracare holds here. Jules is really loving their play there, given that they're back up to
Yeah.
40%. They were on, like, 15.
Yeah, I think this is really good, but I think Drachir should egg now. Like, he shouldn't just be plus 400 value for fun.
Yeah.
I think
I
being
agree.
plus 400 value for fun is not the play.
Yeah, like, if you're going to be plus
Usually.
400 value with an egg, that's one thing. If you're going to be plus 400 value without an egg, that's
pushed
quite
one.
another. But he can also just spam, like, Ocean Templar gates.
See,
They're pretty
like,
good.
He pushed 2 workers now and is plus 400 and shifting 150 gold. I just don't understand this play.
Well, bear with me. If you're always overvalue, you can't leave. And then you can't lose.
Okay, Coverwise. that explains a lot, Mr. Coverwise. No, yeah. Okay, you have a solid point there. Okay, I guess Drachir has Okay, for Drachir, he thinks, well, they will 16 us and I have to hold, so I won't push. But why don't you just egg on 14?
Yeah,
Is he
the egg
scared
was a
of
much
like an
better play, I think.
undercut for... But like... Okay, whatever. It's of course, we have full vision as casters, so,
Yeah.
you know.
It's easier to make those calls when you can
It's
see
easier
all
to
4
say-
players.
Egg is the obvious play here.
Yeah.
It would have been amazing given that they don't get a send for 2 waves and yada yada.
It did feel like a very obvious X-Spot though. Alright, they
Yeah.
go for the send on 16.
Yeah. It's kinda what we expected, right? And I don't think Slickens and Quacker can skip because they're not so strong there. Do they skip though? They might skip.
They
Oh,
skipped.
they skipped. Okay.
Only
But
income
Quacker
though
is
from
going
Quacker.
income only, which
I mean,
is
that's
the
respectable
correct
when you
play.
see Dracare plus 400.
I think it might have been income into Lucy as well because of the pyros, but I'm not entirely sure. She can't fully remove her split without selling expensive units, which she's doing. But I don't think she has enough tanks to fully grill the wave, right? We'll see.
I think she's going to do extremely well.
And now it's a suicide for 18 angle after this, right?
Yep.
For Lucy and Drachir. And Lucy suis into Quacker.
Yeah.
And Slickens might leak anyway.
Well, Dracare is obviously holding against the income King send. Lucy, I mean, her Pyro's only attacking half the wave. Now they're on the
That's
rest.
really unfortunate.
No, it's because she didn't quite full commit to selling the split, so...
Quacker's Phoenixes are dead.
That's going to be a leak.
Lucy
Lucy's
is
going to leak as
leaking.
well. Drakir, of course, is holding and cover-wising. Quacker leaking
Shutdown!
117%. How is he on a 50 gold shutdown?
And they are.
And Slickins is getting a shutdown as well. So they're going to take a decent chunk of king damage here.
They are,
Honest
they
Kieran.
are full pushing for a reset. Here, Lucy.
Okay.
I think they are full pushing for a reset. And I think it might work. They are double full pushing. Are they? I just wonder if they are resetting or
Oh,
not.
they're not. They're not. So they are doing the 18 play that you suggested.
Yeah.
But Drakir is
But both
pushing
are pushing.
decently hard as well.
Yeah, they're both turbo pushing for 18. And
Yeah.
Slickens is playing to hold and Lucy is suiciding, but why is Drachir pushing so hard then?
Well, maybe
I
they expect
guess-
him to skip. So Drakir is showing the halo here. He looks extremely strong on wave 18. I mean, the fact
No,
that Lucy's
no,
minus
no,
900
never-
might be a giveaway.
No, no, Penny. You know what it is? It's
Go.
Kingsguard. They think they win a race
Well,
because of the king.
I mean, you know, you're not wrong. They have
It's
74%
Kingsguard. That's
HP.
why they are pushing.
Yeah, I think that's actually pretty cool.
No, I think that's a really, really good play.
Mhm.
Now that I remember what the masterminds are, like if only there was a way for me to see them on screen right now, then I would surely not have forgotten them.
Yeah.
The thing is, Quacker is now also suiciding.
Yes.
I mean, which is correct, into Drachir.
Yes.
Can Drachir hold long enough that the Kingsguard diff for the race makes them win it? Because Slickens is going to be the highest value by a long shot in the game.
Well, the thing is, when they saw Quacker's value, Lucy stopped suiciding, so she still obviously pushed heavily. But now she can just finish king upgrades as well if she wants, because she knows that Quacker is suied as well.
Yeah?
And then with
That
the
might
King's
be
Guard
a
and a
play.
max upgraded king, I think they're kind of chilling.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the play. I guess it's the play. Yeah, it's always the play. I was gonna say it's a bit. No, she's going for the second Kraken because a bigger leak is also very, very valuable, of course.
True.
More king creeps on the king, and you're never living this, right? So, I mean, she's doing some attacks. But
You
I
don't even need to live. It's like kill something
Yeah.
a bit faster, win the race, you know?
Yeah, I know.
And yep, Quacker obviously is
Alright.
leaking everything. Slickens is on value with Starcaller Disciples and Arctairs, so don't rule him out just yet. Lucy, of course, will be leaking everything. And Drakir. This is the
Drakir is
important one
leaking.
now. Let's zoom right out. Drakir is leaking fast.
No, and
Slickens
that's
is
gonna...
holding.
Is he?
Did you?
No, he's
Yeah. Okay, he's not holding. He's going to leak
He's
very,
not holding,
very slow.
but this is better for them. And this is not enough to win by Kingsguard diff.
It's yeah. Okay. The
Wow.
quack addicts, the quack
What
dealers.
a play, though!
Holy moly! This one was too close for comfort.
Jesus, man.
Wow.
What a game. And it would have worked if Quacker hadn't full suite after wave 16.
Yeah. I mean, that was
This
just
play works every time
absolutely
unless he suis and Slickens pushes very little.
yeah. Yep. So heads up play there. Lucy and Quacker both suiciding. Only benefits one side, of course, because Drakir, he just can't hold long enough. It was even then it was still quite close because Slickens
Yeah.
and Quacker had started taking damage by the time
Yeah,
Lucy and
this is
Drakir
close.
died.
This is very
We're
close.
talking like 5 seconds difference, if that. Honestly, it
Yeah.
was way closer than it looked, given the fact that Drakir and Lucy leaked so much so quickly. They almost won that Kingsguard race that you talked about.
I
They're
also
not-
think, like, maybe you're right, and the Kraken on Quacker is not worth it, and it's worth it to fully max King, because they had 70-something%.
Yeah.
And maybe they just live against 7 creeps and a shaman, as crazy as this sounds.
I mean, there's a ton of imps there, which all just die instantly if they upgrade the
Yeah.
spell, which they didn't. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's no way for us to find that. There's no way for us to
Jesus.
test that, right?
No.
So, just going on instinct, I think they probably still die. But I have no
But
idea.
yeah,
I've no
What
idea.
what a crazy game, and I'm super impressed by Quacker and Slickens, how they played.
Mhm.
But I have to point out that Quacker got so fucking lucky that game with the Wave 5 and
Yeah.
the Wave 13.
Yeah.
Like, that's both of them, both of these things make a world's difference in the game. The Wave 5 more so than Wave 13, but Wave 13 also is like a 3 creep league if you're fair, you know?
Mhm.
But with this aggro, they just decided to be insane. I mean, that's just bullshit. Let's just be honest. That aggro is just bullshit. Holy shit, man! But
Yeah.
they played very, very well, man.
But this is once again. It's one team being behind and then coming and snapping it in
Almost.
the end.
Almost made it work.
Almost.
Almost.
Well,
Jesus.
it does mean that Quacker and Slickens have made it through to the semi-finals, and Drakir and Lucy, they're out. They're out of the competition.
out.
So
Crazy.
big names
Seed
going
one.
home already. We've got XGod and Ashton. They lost in the second round, so they went straight out the competition. Then we saw Abrasiet snack it straight into the semis, and we've just seen Drakir and Lucy lose out to Slickens and Quacker here, which means two big names, XGod, Ashton, Drakir, Lucy, all out of the competition,
Yeah, it's
while
crazy.
we have Quacker and Slickens, which is a pretty cool team. They've played together a
Oh,
few
for sure.
times. I don't know that we've seen them in the semi-finals before.
I don't think so.
So
I
that-
played
that's
with Quacker
cool.
once, but we went out day one because we both griefed for fun. And yeah.
Oh wow, man, this has been one heck of a day of games actually.
Yeah, I
And
think, is
I-
Offmar still live?
I think
Yeah,
Offmer is still live, yeah. So I think we should probably send the raid over to Offmer just to finish out his Group B games. I think he's probably on the final one.
Yeah,
there.
it's the final game, and Wave 1 is starting in a minute 20. So we should just
We should just watch it.
raid everyone over and watch it. Jesus,
Yep.
amazing games, and tomorrow's gonna be super hype, I think.
Yep. Sweet. All right. Well, we'll send everyone over to Offmer. That's going to be pretty fantastic. You can watch the Group B final finish up over there. But guys, this has been an amazing day of games.